because, well, first, let me tell you who I am. First things first, my name is Kenneth Byrd. My company is ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Screens and Technology Screens. So, I'm a Christian. My company's Christian based. I got my blessing way back when I started developing great paints. That was the first time. Well, actually, I've heard the Lord talk to me before, many times before, but in this situation, this is where He talked to me and He gave me some ingredients. How to make my own screen paint. And therefore, out of that screen paint, we had something special and we made a company and a digital one crystal screen paint. So I have been changing my company and only really changed my company due to the type of technology we're designing. We've had digital one for quite some time, some other companies for quite some time, but now we're just searching for this ultimate screen that I've been trying to get my hands on, and I finally got it. Lord gives all things in due process. If it's not your time to have these blessings, you will not have these blessings yet because you're not ready for them. And that's the reason why some things are put on hold. So, as I said before, to Christians and people that are not Christians, let me explain something to you. You travel an extremely dangerous path. You do a very dangerous path, especially if you bump into a Christian. There's two ways you can go about this. This is a man that can save your life, or your life can be condemned quickly and quite fast due to the fact that he's protected by Jesus. Now, as I said before, Almighty God. As I said before, that I've been down this road. I did it myself, actually threatened a Christian's life, and I'm getting a gun pointed in my head. The very thing I said almost happened to me. Like, if the Lord decided that He was going to take me, I would not be having this conversation with you. I would never ended up in the prison system. I would have never gotten saved. It would have never happened. I'd have been killed right there on the spot if the Lord had no mercy and He didn't save me in that particular time. Of course, the Lord had plans for me, because that's why I'm here. So, as you don't know about that story, I threatened a family member a while back, a long time ago, and when I was roughly around 15 or age, about shooting him in the head. And here it is. I turned the corner and I have a gun in my head, gun right to my forehead. Guys could have pulled the trigger, I would have been gone. So it wasn't that I was thinking at the time that, well, my life or anything. I mean, of course, yeah, you got a gun in your head, you're thinking about life, but it was more like what I said. And I kept hearing the same thing, what I said over and over and over again and again and again. And like I said, from there, it got far worse because I had just about everybody in the neighborhood trying to kill me. These are people that I walk past every single day. I never spoke to, never talked to. And for some reason, they're out to kill me. So after I've gone in and asked forgiveness to my brother-in-law, because I knew where this was coming from, I knew what was going on, I knew everything. The Lord kept me in check on this. Like, hey, look, this is the reason why you're going through this craziness, because you weren't threatening one of my own at the end of the day. You got to go back and you got to get forgiveness. You got to go back and you got to apologize for what you did. And I did go back and apologize, and it all stopped. Like, I walked past these people, they walked past me, like they never even knew me. When you become saved, you realize what was staring at you the entire time. That was Satan. The Lord allowed the devil to get close enough to me, but not enough to kill me. So that time when I saw all those people that were staring at me, I saw Satan himself looking right at me, staring at me through them. That's what I saw. And that's when you realize, as you become a Christian, you will see these things. It just so much stuff in your past that comes to light as you become a Christian. You see it much better. Like, oh, wow, that was the devil right there in front of my face. You don't notice it. He's right there all the time in your face. You just don't see him, but he's there. So, as I said before, I've gotten these messages before. This is nothing new. I've gotten these messages when I first started my company, because the devil's been hounding me ever since I've had my business. I've heard just about everything you could possibly think of. I heard that my product would never sell, that it was a waste of time when I first started off, that it would never evolve into anything, that you're just wasting your time, go get a job. I heard all that, every single thing. How long have I been around? How much technology have we engineered? How many companies have we beat? A lot, a lot. The platform I'm sitting on right now, not at home. I'm sitting in an office, a business office. This place is full of people who have heavy connections that walk in here and see this technology. Can't deny that right there. People see this stuff almost just about every day. Pretty soon I got showrooms coming up where this thing is going to be on display. Everybody's going to see it. Hey, even the haters, you're more than welcome to come down and look at it. I can't wait for one of you guys to come down and look at it. Yep. But anyway, So with that being said, we're used to seeing stuff like this. This is a devil. This is anytime we show off an insane piece of technology, we always get the haters and Satan will come in and start getting upset. I've seen this message. It's all so familiar. So saying, "Hey, buddy, doesn't look like you're doing well. Well, it doesn't look you're doing well. What the heck? You got to learn to spell better. Seriously, you're going to give me freaking and tumors. Reading yourself. Hey, buddy, doesn't. Oh my goodness, we know who wrote this. Gee whiz Louise, grammar. Good gracious, what the heck? You got to learn. You don't want to put such sentence on back. You didn't graduate from high school. I can clearly see this. We know where this came from. We could tell who writes this stuff by the writing. Hey, buddy, period. Why would you put a period there? And you notice they're putting capitals in now. But see the capitals in the middle of sentences? Yeah, we know who does that. Jamie does that. Jamie puts capitals in the middle of sentences. It's something that he does all the time. Like, if you get handwriting from someone, you know the difference between their handwriting and their friend's handwriting on how they cross their T's, dot their I's, on how they write things. Oh, that's some so-and-so handwriting. He's the only person that signs his name that way. So yeah, unbelievable. Hey, buddy, period. Why would you put a period? That's the beginning of a sentence. Doesn't look like you're doing well with your wall paint. Wall paint. You do know we develop other technology besides wall paint. On top of that, we've been showing off a ton of stuff. Why you just got it down to just wall paint? Wall paint's doing pretty good. I have no idea what you're talking about. But on top of that, we develop other stuff, right? We got the invisible technology, ad tech. We design gamer technology. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not doing well for you at all. And I'll tell you why, Fernando, why it's not doing well for you. You had to shut your business down for a number of reasons why. Number one, that LLC nonsense that went on, that you basically committed perjury and you went in and lied about your company's age by saying 5 months. There are certain parties involved in that. Yeah, they're going to try to figure out where there's documents missing between here and there that are not there. On top of that, your products got caught matching house paint, which again, we went in and did some research because I know I don't like to say things without backing it up. And we were able to find out that the due date that you started showing off your product matching house paint and deleting the video, which I don't know why you would delete a video that you were using to back up your products, but moving on. No one bought the product after that. Yeah, you got no one buys your stuff is not properly tested. It doesn't do well. It did. I'm surprised it did as far as it did right now. I'm surprised it even went that far, but you could never back this stuff up. And we've had your stuff here. You've returned money back into our banking accounts, which we can show receipts. Even you crying on every single receipt after writing us an email with a link telling us to go buy your product and then crying and pulling the money back and sending it back to our accounts. You do know once you return money, you have to pay PayPal some money too. So he had to pay us in PayPal to return money that he couldn't produce an order because it wouldn't sell. We get it over here. You know what's going to happen to it. What else? That's it. And then got on there and did some video about moving on to bigger and better things. Everybody you go to your channel, all you're doing is ranting and crying about us. That's it. Yeah, it's not moving on to bigger and better things. You're supposed to be starting some business with, I don't know, 3D printing. That's not going to happen due to the fact that you have to have a ton of documentation in order to do that one because it involves serious hazardous chemicals. So I would think basically getting to the first part of what you need to do and what you got yourself in trouble with in the beginning, because I don't want to make it sound like it's like we're slamming him for this, but he didn't get documented. There's no way in the world you can get those kind of licenses. You don't require. Number one, first of all, you have to have some kind of chemistry background when you're dealing with that amount of chemicals. It's a lot of chemicals and goes into 3D printing. Number two, you have to have a facility. You can't do that in your apartment. Not at that level. You can print one or two here and there, but you can't be doing like 20, 30, 40 out of your apartment. That's a chemical. You get hit, you get locked down. He'll get locked down for that. You don't have the proper disposal. If you're running a business, and we can get you on that, the fact that you made the statement that you're running a company involving 3D printing, we can contact license inspection on that because you're running something out of your apartment you can't do. Keep in mind, the more of those containers you get, they have to be put into some kind of special dumpster. I got a friend of mine, he's a business, he does that for a living. So you have to have special dumpsters, and those dumpsters are going to require you to have all kinds of paperwork. And on top of that, you're going to have to be to show that they're linked to a building that's designed for chemical reproduction and all that stuff. As well as you're going to have an industrial warehouse. That's what you're going to need, because they won't allow you to run it in anything else but industrial only. So there's no way where you can do it. Impossible. The documents alone. I'm an American citizen at the end of the day. You know, the paperwork I got to go through. If I want one of those dumpsters at the end of the day, it is a freaking nightmare. That's why we have to show that anywhere we send our items at, if you see a slip on the back of your box, we literally have to have that on everything, telling them what is inside this box. It's a chemical, it's water-based, it's this, that, and the other, so forth and so forth. Now, the curse and blessing of me used to have lung disease, and the doctor still diagnosed me with it to this day, with lung disease. They say I have this lung disease. The blessing and curse behind that is, well, actually now it's a blessing now. It's a blessing because I don't have it anymore, but the doctors will say I do have it. It's the fact that if I had to go to court and someone makes a false claim that there was a pungent smell or anything that came out of that was toxic, you would lose that lawsuit. You know why? Because I'm diagnosed with a rare lung disease, an extremely rare one. And something like that would definitely throw me in the hospital. So in order for me to work around something, I would have to make sure it had to be water-based only. And it had to be low key, no scent, visible odor, due to the fact that this could kill me. That's where you would lose your lawsuit in court. Because again, I have doctors, and a lot of doctors. As a matter of fact, I have 3 specialists in 3 different hospitals that diagnosed me with this disease, that would clearly tell you that it'd be virtually impossible for Mr. Byrd to be around such a chemical because it would kill him. And therefore, you would lose your lawsuit. And now you're looking at a counter lawsuit worth millions towards you. So again, you can't even win those. Anyway, so no, we've gotten these messages in the 12s. We got these in the 7s. This message he sends to us, he tells us this all the time. He's shutting us down. We're going out of business. He's exposing us. We're all these things. The thing about it is, all this stuff that he's claimed he's supposed to be doing to us is happening to him. His business is shut down. He's been exposed. He's going to jail. Yeah, you say we're going to jail. We're going to be doing all this time. You know, that is now happening to him. There we go. Pop that thing back on. Yeah, everything you said is happening to him. Just like when I told my my brother-in-law that I was going to shoot him, and here I am with a gun in my head. Guy could have pulled the trigger, I'd have been gone. And the same thing now is happening to Fernando. Fernando is going through a very rough period right now in his life. He's worrying about who's going to show up at the front door, because now his secret is out, and we have information that we needed to basically proceed forward on what has to be done. Now, what I'm glad about at the end of the day, I'm glad that when I was told that, I was thinking from my own self-ignorance that he'll get deported and we can't touch him. That's probably what he was thinking also too, but that's not true. He's going to serve time here in the States. Deportation is something he's not going to be able to get. He can't get that. He has way too many crimes here in the States. So he's scared. This is a person who's scared, upset, angry, bitter. It's like a wounded animal in a corner. That's what he is right now. He's very, very bitter. And now he's in a situation where he doesn't know when or who is going to pop up at that front door. Because again, as I said before, it doesn't make any sense. Who hits a copyright over 120 times? That tells you that somebody who feels that if the worst happens, he's just going to be deported. Nothing's going to happen to him. He'll be over there free as a bird, and he got away with it. And when I talked to somebody in immigration, an immigration attorney I had a conversation with, they told me no. They said if he committed any crimes here in the States, he has to stay here until those time is completed, and then they let him go and they'll deport him back over. But unfortunately for Mr. Fernando, with his thinking he was going to get out with a get out of jail free card, that he could do whatever he wanted, he accumulated a ton of charges. And these charges will keep him here indefinitely, which means he will never be deported. He's not getting deported. He has way too many charges. Mind you, we have copyrights, and the copyrights are brutal, which means they want us to go in and start filing, which means now we're going to file in federal court, because I know that he's not going to go anywhere. He's going to be here. He's going to be prosecuted for everything. Every charge, everything that goes through, he's going to have to answer for everything now. So he can't go anywhere. He is already trapped in a corner. And the copyrights alone, mind you, with the division we had to go through, one of the things we had to check off was cyber crimes. And in those cyber crimes, we have him posting all kinds of stuff. Talk about self-snitching on a whole nother level. He has self-snitched on himself on so many levels, it's not even funny. Wix is involved in this. You know why Wix got involved in this? Because we contacted Wix multiple times about his activity, and Wix did nothing. It shows up multiple times at the bottom who was the web host, because they're going to ask us who was hosting it. It was Wix. Wix is going to be pulled into this. Wix has a multi-million lawsuit being filed against them because they allowed him to use their copyrights without permission, even when repeatedly sent them documents showing that the copyrights were legit, and they did nothing about it. So yeah, that's something else that's going to be going on pretty soon. Anyway, so he's accumulated quite a lot of dirt. And on top of that, not just with me, other government agencies, he's carried on and acted up because he thought that, he's going to get a get out of jail free card. He's brought this heat upon the apartment complex, the people who live there, due to the fact that the way he was carrying on and acting up. Also, on top of that, I hate to say it, but undocumented. Like I said, he thought he was going to get out of this, run amok, do what he wanted to do. Worst can happen. They'll let him throw him over. He'll go back, and that'll be the end of it. He's untouchable. No. So alone from the cyber charges, it's 20 years. Mind you, he's 49. That is 69. He still has more pending charges. When we start showing that we had to file with the CCB for him going in and violating their copyrights, we had to have a process server go to that apartment, pay for a process server to go there, because there was enough evidence to have a process server then to show he was guilty. That's why the process server was there, because you had enough evidence for him to be there. If there was no evidence, he would never have been there. And that shows that the courts looked over, did a thorough evaluation of the evidence that I submitted, and saw there was enough evidence to hire for us to hire a process server to come see you. That's bad. Now we have to go to federal court, and we're going to file again against you. And this is going to give you your 80 years, or probably higher than that, probably much higher than that. I'm being nice when I say 80. It's a lot higher than that. So being his age and the amount of time he's getting, yeah, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. And this is what he's scared. So even though, like I said, I told you about the whole thing about Pharaoh in the Bible, all the destruction that Pharaoh went through, he had plenty of time to say, you know what? I had enough of this. Let him go. I can't deal with this anymore. If he had did it the first time that God had plagued him, his son would still be alive. The people wouldn't have suffered so badly. But no, Pharaoh was hard-headed, and he's going to do what he wanted to do, this, that, and the other. And the people suffered for it. And the people suffered, and the people started to revolt against Pharaoh. They turned on him. And now this is not good. Even the military started to turn on him. Not good. I got to get these people out of here. I got to go. But again, hard-headed, stiff-necked, want to do what you want to do, because that's what the devil does. The devil comes in and feeds more information because he knows the destruction is coming. I told you at the end of the day, when I sit there and tell you that the devil's plan is to kill you. That's his job, kill you. And he kept pushing Pharaoh, like, no, you can't do that. You're crazy, man. You can't. You're this huge, massive army. Everybody in Israel, everybody knows who you are. How are you going to let you fight entire armies? You crush entire armies. How are you going to let some slaves at the end of the day come into your territory? They're in your territory, and you're so afraid of them. You're paying them gold, whatever they want to get rid of them. That's what the devil's telling them. He's hyping them up. He's not telling them, like, look, man, you're dealing with the Lord Almighty at the end of the day. This is not going to go well. This is not going to go well. You need to let them go. The devil's not telling them that. The devil needs to get what's owed to him. So he got mad. He started carrying on, and Moses kept coming back and asking him over and over again, hey, look, let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go. And he kept saying, nope, nope, nope. And it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. How does this have anything to do with you, Fernando? We've given you multiple opportunities over and over again and again and again, and the devil got in your head and it just got worse and worse and worse. Same thing. Right now, even in the situation you're at right now, sending me this can get you in trouble. Because any emails that come through here, because there's agency involved, we just forward it over to them. They're the ones going to do the trace on it. Having a fake email doesn't do anything at all, period. They're still going to be the dots it right back to your IP address with no problem. And if you use proxy servers, no problem. You're talking about the United States government. Yeah, good luck on that. But anyway, everybody knows there's limitations. There's limitations to everything. You have the world's best hackers on the face of the planet get caught. And they get caught because they find somebody actually either equal or better than them. And then the thing about it is they ended up working for the United States government. Because again, I guess it's a bit of a plea deal there. I had a friend of mine, I'm not going to say too much about it, because it was like super high up on that level or the beginning at the end of the day. And eventually got caught doing some stuff he wouldn't do. And now he works. Just put it that way. I would do that too. I mean, if I had a government agency and this guy was able to penetrate our security system, I'd hire him. Of course, he'd have to take a deal like, look, we can throw you in jail forever, or you can work for us, make a little money, and that's how it'll work. You know, if you're able to get in here, you're able to protect us. So, okay, here you go. Yeah. But the thing about it is, once you do sign to that agreement, they have access to your life every single day. All your cell phones, all that, they have access to everything. There's always going to be somebody watching you. Always somebody. There's going to be a man or two outside your door. They're always going to be there, always watching you. Your house will be bugged, everything. You wouldn't even know half the stuff they would know. They got to, because you're in an area where you broke into, and now you know top secrets. At the end of the day, they got to monitor you all the time. But hey, you know, it's better than that, spending your rest of your life in a hole somewhere. You know what I mean? I'd rather take that any day. But anyway, getting back to this. So yeah, killed his firstborn. That ain't enough to wake someone up. I don't know what is it. Yeah, his firstborn was killed. Pharaoh's firstborn was killed. Let's say murdered, was killed. And then after that, his wife lost it. She said, I can't do it no more. I can't. You gotta let him go. She's the one that jumped on him. She's the one that told him at the end of the day, gotta let him go. Let him go. Get him out of here. Get them out. I want them out. All of them. I want them out. I don't want any of them here anymore. Give them whatever they want. I don't care whatever they ask for. They want gold, whatever. Give them everything. I don't want them out. She lost her son, and she was furious with Pharaoh. You let it go on this long. You mean to tell me that you had the power to stop this madness? Jamie, you had the power to stop this, what was going on, and you continue to let this go on? Yeah, she was extremely and she took her son and walked out the door. She held her son, but he died. He was dead. He lost his life because of this. Now, Pharaoh decides I'm going to let him go. But the devil's still in there working. And as they're loading up donkeys and horses or gold and diamonds and whatever they want, they can take whatever they want. It belongs to them. God let them leave from being slaves to being rich kings. Imagine that. You were a slave all this time, and God comes in and goes, okay, no more. I'm going to get rid of your depressors. I'm going to go in and make you kings. When you leave from here, you'll be kings. You'll be rich. And that's what God did. He blessed them. They still messed it up. They messed it up. Some of them messed it up, but yeah, a lot of them didn't make it. But anyway, they got in trouble. The devil got in there. He got in there and started getting people in trouble. That's what he does. That's his job at the end of the day. That's his job. But anyway, so Pharaoh got suited up his armies and got ready. If you know the story already, suited up his armies and got ready. So we're going to go kill them. We're going to kill all of them. Because I'm not going to let this is not going to happen. And the devil already knew what's going to happen to him. The devil was going to be crushed by the ocean. He knew it already. Pharaoh didn't know, but the devil knew. So go out there. Oh, go get him. Go get him. Go get him. He didn't realize. He had no idea that the devil already knew that he was going to be killed. He ran out there. And you're running out there and you're watching a man part the sea, opening up. How many armies would go through there? Not many would go through. They would just be baffled and amazed that the sea is opened up. They'd just be like, nope, you know what? I'm not going in that direction. That looks like something like if the man can part the sea, what do you think could happen to you? So God gave him the power. He parted the Red Sea, and he went across, and they went across, and here comes Pharaoh raging through. Anger, hatred filled his mind. He didn't see that the sea had opened up in front of him. He saw a miracle of God, and he was so bent on hatred that he did not see this. He was in the middle of the sea. The soldiers saw it. The soldiers, if you saw the movie, the soldiers were looking around like, oh my goodness, what in the world? Because, they couldn't believe it. They can't turn back. They got to follow their leader all the way through to the end. And they're looking around like, this is, we don't want to be here. We don't want to be here. And sure enough, as they got on the other side, and Pharaoh started barreling in, and the people started screaming because they said they had no faith at that time. Oh, you no faith. You just watch the sea just open up, and you're in there complaining. I tell you, I don't know how Moses kept it together. I don't, because man, the children of Israel drove him crazy. They did. They complained about every little thing. They complained about a lot of stuff. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them just got on his nerves to the point that's where he struck that rock. When the Lord said, talk to the rock, and he just got tired and struck the rock because he was upset and angry. Yeah, they were getting on his nerves. They really was getting on his nerves. But anyway, it also teaches you patience too. There's a lot you get out of that scripture. It teaches Christians how to be patient, because you're going to have people at the end of the day that are just going to get on you and get on you and get on you and get on you every single day. They're going to say dirty things to you, nasty things to you, and you got to learn to be patient. God's going to handle it. He's going to take care of it. That's what you got to do. That's why you learned a lot from that scripture in Moses. As Pharaoh started barreling in, coming in, the Lord dropped the ocean on him. He was killed. Nothing came to surface. Nothing. It was under the ocean. He was killed. All his men were killed. And then after that, they wandered the wilderness, and yeah, they just carried on. Like they carried on. This is, I mean, by it's just so many things that there are people with blessings, and you get these blessings and you still carry on after getting these blessings. They can be taken away from you. I mean, after all that, think about it. In this era, God speaks to us. We're blessed if God talks to us. But God has separated himself from man. He doesn't come down and talk to man like that anymore. In the Old Testament, he did. He did talk to man. The chosen ones he talked to. And he chose to talk to Moses. And imagine, you're on a hill, and God is on the top of the hill. God, the creator of all things, is on the top of a hill that close to you. And you decide that you're basically, now that's where I said the devil popped in, because even in Moses's fleet, the devil came in there and started talking and said, hey, why do we got to follow him? What makes him the ultimate supreme, the leader at the end of the day? Why can't I be there? There you go. There's the devil in there already. What we're going to do is we're going to basically melt down the gold, and this is really messed up too. Blessing from God to leave a place that you were being beaten, tortured, and on ways it was unbelievable, killed, murdered, slaughtered on so many levels. You're blessed to leave this place as kings, and you're going to take the very gold that God gave you and melt it down to make an idol to worship. But God is right there. That's how I'm surprised we're still here. I really am. I'm really surprised we're still here. Man is evil. Man is evil. He is. Christians can't sit there and say, well, I'm not evil. You are evil. You do. You have evil. Because the devil can get and influence you to do things at the end of the day. What's different from us is that we can go before the Lord and ask for forgiveness. Because that's why Jesus died on the cross, for our sins. We can be forgiven. We can be forgiven times 70 times 70 times 70. There's no end to our forgiveness. But you have to understand, you have to be sorry for the sins that you have done. Very sorry for what you have done, and not want to repeat these sins. That's what you have to do. You can't be a person that just go out and commit crimes and then go get forgiven and then go commit crimes so you think it's washed away. No, that doesn't work that way. That's like me walking across the street and punching you in the face and say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. I didn't mean to punch you in the face, but I do this every single day. Does that sound like a person who's sorry? No, it doesn't. It doesn't work that way. You have to ask for forgiveness. You have to be truly sorry for what you have done. But anyway, as I said before, yeah, they melted down all the gold that and decided to build their own idol while God was right there. And God was like, Moses, your people are sinning. And Moses was like, they're not my people at the end of the day. They got on Moses' nerves at the end. I keep people getting on my nerves. Like they complain, they fight, they argue, they do all kinds of stuff at the end of the day. I don't even know how you deal with them. Like that's how he was getting to that point. Like they're driving me crazy down there. Not all of them. Like I said, not all of them. But yeah, there were certain ones. And then you had people that wanted power. They wanted control. You know what I mean? That's the devil in there trying to start trouble. Yeah. Poor Moses. So bottom line is, at the end of the day, Moses teaches people patience, because you're going to have people like this They're going to say crazy stuff to you, and you just have to put it in God's hands. That's what you do. If I go and retaliate over this, I know who this is. This is Satan. This is the devil. This is what he is. This is what he does. This is his job. Go on and tell people evil stuff. They can send evil stuff back to us. Yeah, that's the devil. I see you for what you are. I see you, Satan, right there. And I see the people that you control and the people that serve him. I see you, and God sees you too. Does this affect me? No, because I already know who you are. Now, that's why I tell Christians that are getting in the faith, if the devil comes at you this way, you put it in God's hands and you move on. You expose him for what he is, because that's what he is. But, let people know exactly, and let him know, and Satan at the end of the day, you ain't facing anything over here at all whatsoever. So you're going to tell me that my product doesn't sell, and God? You this straight. Your word is more powerful than God. That's what you're saying. So everything we have here, you're saying you control that? Because that's what it sounds like right here, what you're saying. You're making predictions that our products don't sell. You've made predictions that our products were scams. You've made predictions that I'm a fake Christian. You made all these predictions, right? God heard all that. That's the reason why you're in the situation you're in now. Judgment. Now, keep in mind, getting back to the calf. Yeah, they made a calf. And they even grabbed this woman out of nowhere to sacrifice her on this calf. Can you believe that? Yeah. And she's screaming and she's trying to get off this calf, and they're carrying it around and they're having this chant. Now, the other half of the people are looking at this and they're shocked. They're like, oh, heck no. We just came out of all of that and you guys are doing this. So Moses came down there with that 10 commandments. He was ticked. And he was like, okay, that's it. The ones who want to basically serve the Lord on this side, and the ones who don't on that side. So they separated. The people who basically from the flock who wanted to serve the Lord and basically fear the Lord and serve the Lord was on this side. They moved over on this side. And the ones who wanted to worship the calf and all that crazy nonsense over there. And then Moses threw down the 10 commandments, which it doesn't. They do the Hollywood version. I don't know, the version of the Bible doesn't say that. But anyway, all I know for a fact that an earthquake started on the other side and all those people were killed. Yep. So God got rid of them. It's like, I heard a story one time about a church up in, I forgot where it was. A little church they had up like in the Amazon. And they had a small church in there. And these militant soldiers came in, fully armed, weapon, whole 9 yards. Terrifying scene came in and pointed their guns at them. And certain people with the church, there weren't church people in there, like there were actually the people that run the church, they were in there. They ran out. Not all of them ran. The other ones stood there and stood their ground. And then they put down their weapons, took off their gear, and got down and started praying. And the guy was like, well, why would you do that? He said, because we wanted to root out the evil. We knew there's evil in the church. There's people that come into church and they're in there to do evil things. We want to get saved. We want to get saved by true Christians. And only a Christian like that is going to run when they see something that in their faith is not going to run. When they see something like that in their face, they're going to run. Real Christian's not going to run. He serves God at the end of the day. He fears nothing. The Lord tells him at the end of the day, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Hey, no problem. I'm out. We'll go down this section over here. We'll go to section down here. But that's what they did to root out the evil in the church. And I see a lot of churches like that. I saw a church that had a huge banner down the side. Oh, my goodness, that's so disgusting on so many levels. Oh, that's so disgusting. They had a huge banner down the side of the church, and they had the preacher and his wife posing on the side of a church. Yeah. Unbelievable. But anyway, Jamie and your followers, you serve Satan as what you serve. The biggest hater on the face of the planet is Satan, and this is what they serve. You don't disrupt anything over here at all whatsoever. I know you feel like that's going to stick in my head. Buddy, I've been here for a long time. I've gotten messages like that, like crazy. All the time, telling me give it up. So I've been hearing that for a very long time. Do you see me giving up? No, I just keep developing more and more advanced technology. That's what we do. And I notice that anytime we get to a point we start developing something really insane, really crazy, like this transparent screen, these front screens, this is where they start getting upset with us and bitter with us. Well, this is where they get upset with us. This is how we know that they're very angry about something. Let me see. I think he said because that's Jamie, because he did a fake review on our product. Paint's coming to you, buddy. So you know that. You're going to do a review on that. So that paint's going to be there for you. But keep in mind, Fernando, I don't know where you get this from. I don't know who told you that you're like the last, that you control YouTube, that you basically, that anything you say, that people are going to believe what you say. First things first, only people follow your trolls. That's it. Second, you lied and ripped off your customers on house paint. So your credibility on what you say is down the drain. You sat there in your apartment and lied and told people that you moved. I mean, you know how embarrassing that is? When I tell people this, they just laugh about it. This man got up there on his bed. I mean, you got to be pretty. I mean, how low can you get? But he got on his bed and sat there and tried to make it like he moved, and had the camera right up on top of him. No common sense, no self-pride popped in at that time to say, hey, maybe this is a bad idea. This is really, really stupid if I'm found out. But the devil told you, excuse me, at the end of the day that you could get away with this full paint. I know he told you that. You can get away with this. They're not smart enough to figure it out. When you do something like that, you're kind of telling your fans that they're idiots. Now, you're too dumb to figure out that I'm in the same place and I never moved. So again, as we're looking at this video of him sitting on this bed, talking about he moved and they're tired and moving such a pain, nobody stop lying. Because you know what? I moved multiple times. I moved a friend a couple of days ago from another state. So I know moving is a pain, especially when you get down to that very last little bit of stuff. That's when it pretty much, when things start going a little bit, it's not so much the heavy furniture. It's just that little bit of stuff you got to get because your body's already tired, you're worn out. And oh man, I do hate moving. I do. This is where you start getting thoughts like, I don't want to buy any more stuff. I'm not buying no more stuff. The next place we get, I'm not buying nothing else. I don't care. I'm not buying jack. Yeah, because it gets to that point. You move enough times. I've done it. I moved like, I can't count how many times I've moved. I don't want to ever do it again. That's why I made all my furniture out of cardboard. It's all lightweight. I got a thing now. I got a gripe with the freaking furniture now because I hate moving furniture so much. You know, think about it when they moving into your house, and then when you got to look at it, when you got to move, and you're going to pay people to hire movers. Movers are so freaking expensive. It's not even funny how expensive that is to have somebody move your stuff. And then the thing about it is, you know, I'd rather be in a truck with my stuff. I don't want to have somebody driving my stuff from here to here and then lose my stuff and I can't get it back, especially if it's collectibles at the end of the day. Nah, you're just going to have to just go through it. Then the packing period of packing everything up, and then you got a label where everything goes at. And God forbid if you don't mark the boxes, you got a whole personal nightmare freaking, where's my stuff at? Bingo, all day long. I think the kitchen stuff could be over here. Oh, no, this is the bathroom stuff. Oh, I've been through that so many times. I hate it. Hate it so much. Because you outgrow your spots. Everybody outgrows. That's why I said there's another red flag that popped up. He never left that place, ever. He raised kids in that place and never left. And that place, that's why the place is so packed and congested. Because again, there are requirements that you need for everything. Storage. I got several storage units. I have to have ID. I have to show all this stuff to show that I'm who I am at the end of the day. Yeah. I got to show all this credential to show I am Mr. Byrd at the end of the day. So I have to go to get a storage unit. You got to have state ID. So, yeah, that would explain everything being so compressed in one area. But anyway, yeah, they got up on that bed and sat there and said, yeah, we're tired. We can't show you anything because we got boxes all over the place. That's a lie, because I moved in several houses and I showed downstairs like freaking Stonehenge down there. There's boxes literally everywhere, but still gave people a tour. The reason why we couldn't give you a tour of the new house that I got, my house I got, because we got stalked by this individual who was doxing my addresses on his website. Another crime you're going to be facing when you're going to be in court. Doxing our addresses, stalking us, taking pictures inside my place, taking pictures of my butt crack, stuff like that he was doing. Weird stuff. He's in the YouTube channel all the time. Every time we do a YouTube live stream, he's in here watching us. That is some creepy stuff. Even taking pictures of my area. The only way you would get the inside of my place at certain areas where I was at is that you would have to be in the live stream. So he's in the live stream taking pictures of the inside of where I'm at right now. Tell me that's not a level of creepiness. Every officer who saw those pictures said, you're going to get him on stalking charges. He's a really creepy guy. He's creepy. He is very creepy. But anyway, so that's the reason why we don't show off the new place, because if I'm taking you to court for stalking me, it'd be stupid to show where I'm living at, because that's what I'm taking to court for, stalking me. You understand how that works, Fernando? He wants to sit there and tell me, oh, well, you don't want to tell me where you live at. I literally have you in a recording video of you asking and requesting where I live at. And I'm sitting there telling you, I'm not telling you because you've been stalking us. Literally have it documented for those stalking charges, including the doxing of addresses. He even was telling people where my cat sat in the window. You know how creepy that is? To tell somebody, hey, even his cat sits right there in the window. Weird guy. Very weird. But anyway, so no, I would never tell anybody where we lived at. At one point, we didn't think people would do something like that, because I try to give people a little bit of credit, and that's why we showed off the other places where we're at. But he got really creepy, and that's the reason why altogether I stopped. He got very creepy. And the other ones too, because they were sending us letters and stuff, which again, they got to pay for all that in court, because again, once he goes down, you'll be going with him. So with that being said, he sat on that bed and pulled out that camera and sat there and lied and said he moved. Oh, it's such a pain, and this, that, and the other. Knowing darn well you were in the same spot. Now, what I noticed is, because I moved a lot, is that you had two holes in the wall sitting right there that everybody could see. Unless the guy's a slumlord and just doesn't care. Like, there's a hole in the wall, whatever. He didn't even try to cover it up, because usually they try to cover it up. You get the words Waldo effect, where you don't see it coming in, but later on being there for a while, like, oh crap, I didn't know there was a hole in the closet. You find that kind of stuff at the end of the day. Because most people look in closet, just open it up, look around, shut the closet. It's a closet at the end of the day. You know, unless you're going to do a walk-in, but it's just a regular closet. You just look around, okay, yeah. Later on, you'll notice stuff in the closet you can see, like open up cabinets and stuff. You look in the cabinets and all that stuff like that. You know what I mean? This is stuff you don't, it's passable. But later on, you'll find stuff later on there, the World Water effect. So two holes right there. You didn't see that? Because I saw that, and I'm not even in your place, and I saw it. And I could tell by the way the screws were pulled out, it gave it the volcano effect. You know, when you pull screws out and the plaster pulls up around the screw as it's being pulled out, that means they were freshly pulled from the wall, or basically they were pulled from the wall and you just didn't bother to basically just go over and just sand it down and spackle it and then get paint to match it and blend it in. You didn't do any of that. But if you just moved into that place and looks like that, you wouldn't be your responsibility. It would be the responsibility of the maintenance crew, because that's what they're supposed to do. And every time somebody moves out of a building, they got to go and they got to check over the entire place. So maybe do new floors, new cabinets. Maybe they'll go in there and they'll definitely repaint. That's one of the things they do. They always do a repaint in every place. We just put a fresh painted coat on. They always do that. So they would have saw those holes and would have covered them up. So looking at the two lights you had on each side, mind you did videos in the room. Yeah, there's a video we have on our site that's missing called The Benefit of a Gray Screen versus a White Screen. And you will see two lamps on each side, which is exactly the same two lamps that's showing up in the video where he sat on bed and made that statement. Yeah, because you were trying to ghost people at the end of the day. That's what you did. Things are getting too hot for you. You try to ghost things. And you even sent us an email saying, hey, good luck trying to find me. I moved. Good luck sending me gray paint. I moved. Mr. Fernando, near the end of the month, I got two packages coming to you. One's going to have my screen paint and the other one's going to have gray paint. I'm going to send you up the whole 9 yards. You're going to get Apple Barrel. You're going to get the Microblend Slip Silver by Amazon. You are going to get your own paint, the black and white mixture. We're going to make it called Special Blend for you. You're going to get Network Gray 773, which you're going to retest again on all your other gray paints, because you only did one and we did three. Keep it fair. We're going to send you down several fabrics. I found some very interesting fabrics that match gray screens. You would not believe how cheap they are. So you have quite a bit of stuff coming to you. So you're going to do the sign. You're going to sign and do our demonstration. And you're going to do all that paint. This should keep you busy since you have a lot of free time on your hands. We're going to keep you busy. And you know what? Until we go to court, I'll send you down something every week. There's so much gray paint I need for you to test. So now you're going to become my certified paint tester for all gray screens. Not all gray screens, can't say that. For your gray screens, I'm going to show you how to test. I'm going to send you down paint every single month. I'm going to send you down some paint, a nice selection of paints. We can't wait for you to see whether you're going to sign for this or you're going to send the box back. Now, mind you, if you're trying to figure out what's this going to prove, we're taking your company into court for fraud, proving that you knew your product was 100% house paint. You continued to sell this product. You did not want to remove it off the shelves after finding out your discovery that the product matched. And we're going to send you some great paints. Now, if you could back your products, you would have no problem doing these demonstrations. Now, if you were to point this in my direction and say, well, black paint, Mr. Fernando, I asked you a long time ago, last year, I sent you a certified letter to your front door requesting for you to send us black paint. You sent us nothing. I even made these little memes of these skeletons sitting out there looking out the window and, where's my black paint? Where the heck is my black paint? Where's our black paint? Which again follows up on another lawsuit that you're being hit with 30-year prison sentence for committing fraud against their company by making statements that our products were nothing more than black paint. Clearly, we can show the judge we sent you a letter requesting for you to send us black paint, and you sent us nothing. This is open and shut. This is an easy 30 years for him. So again, no. But you're going to do the test on the black paint, and if he doesn't, and we get it back, it'll come back to the post office box, letting us know that the package was not signed for. We'll know it's not signed for. On top of that, there's 2 documents coming to you too. The document we have for the $500,000, that's going to be coming because I had to wait for a lawyer to look over and put his 2 cents into it. So that's basically it's going to be coming to you. We didn't forget about that. So wait for you to sign that. And there's another one coming up for you too on top of that. It's another document. He'll know what that is when he gets to him, what it is. It's not a cease and desist order, Mr. Fernando. We're past that now. This is basically explaining to you at the end of the day that the charges you have coming towards you and the time you're going to receive and the parties that are going to be involved in it. I think you should be well aware of what's going to happen to you because it is going to happen. Other than that, your tactics at the end of the day, no, they don't work. Let me see. Just taking his little, what he does. So I type in black screen paint, which is only us that comes up. That's what he's mad about. He sees a lot of our videos on YouTube, a lot of them. We have a ton of videos on YouTube. And he gets very, very upset about it. These are my customers. My customers are up here too. Right there. Yeah. This guy is like, he is a nasty piece of work, I'll tell you that much. My customers come in, they show their demonstrations of our product. This guy will go on their channel and call them scammers, rip-off artists. He will harass the customers and carry on acting out. Oh, we got all that documented. We have it all documented for court. Fernando, this is what makes this beautiful, and I'll tell you why. Because we got you in a situation now, you can't go anywhere. You're stuck, and he knows it. It's a matter of time before all this hits. So to get out of jail free card, gone. The fact that he's not documented means that when they do come to get him, and they do put him in the holding cell, they're going to. And this is a particular different area. This is for people who commit crimes in the U.S. This is what this is for. So it's a different thing. Like I said, when you go in, if you go in, you say, "Well, you lied." No, you can't lie on these documents. No, you can't. I like it better that they have you fill out documents. This is someone who's basically have committed crimes against you. Now, where we came to the conclusion that he was undocumented, we've had this conversation multiple times. But he tries to make it like, oh yeah, how would I know this? Did I ever mention this in any time we've had problems with you? Did we ever mention this? No, we already mentioned it now. So in the timeline that you've been attacking my company, have I ever mentioned that you were undocumented? No, because how would I know? Did I ever ask? No, I didn't ask. Why? Why would I ask? I'd be racist to ask. Never did. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. The timeline of everything that happens for a reason. What popped up was the copyrights. Because again, nobody in the United States is dumb enough to hit a copyright that many times. Someone hit a copyright one time and they will freak out. You hit a copyright way more than unhealthily normal than anybody. Now, like I said, 3 reasons. Either you're crazy, we know you're not that. extremely rich, we definitely know you're not that. And again, a person with extreme wealth, again, does not want to be locked in a small cell. And yeah, especially when they have the freedom to go anywhere in the world they can go because they have the money. So again, no. Or basically, somewhere along the line, you feel that it's virtually impossible for you to be prosecuted because maybe you don't have documents. And that's one of the flags that popped up. So now I'm thinking that, okay, I'm talking to another lawyer. I said, what if he's not documented? What happens in court? Because mind you, Fernando, you're going to pay my court cost fees? You're going to pay me my $1,000 back? Or are you going to pay me my 200, 300, 400 money I paid for my process service? You're going to pay me that money back? Or you're not going to pay me, right? Okay, then. This is why I'm going to find out. Went in to find out whether or not he had paperwork. Because again, thinking at the end of the day that if he doesn't, then he's not going to be held accountable for anything. And I'm going to pay out these court fees and get nothing back. This is just going to be another bill for me to pay. And he's just going to go over and be scot-free. Until I talked to a friend of mine, and she told me, she said, no, you got it backwards. She said he has to pay for any crimes he commits. There's a special unit that you have to go to for people that are undocumented. It doesn't make a difference what race you are, if you're Mexican, Irish, French, whatever you are. At the end of the day, if you commit crimes in other countries, you're going to have to pay for it. Just like I said, if I go to Mexico, I commit heinous crimes down there. Guess what? Do I get to run around and just commit crimes all day long? Can I go to any country I want because I'm an American citizen and commit all the crimes I want because I'm American and I'm not responsible because I'm not from here? Can I do that? No, I cannot. If I commit crimes over there, I have to go through their court system at the end of the day, and I have to basically go through the procedure of whatever time they're going to give me over there for whatever the heck I did. Because I broke the law over there, and that's how things work in the real world. Unlike in Fernando's world, he lives in the world of puppies, unicorns, and fairy dust. He believes that he can do whatever he wants to do. No, you can't. So the thing about this is the fact that whatever crimes you commit now, you're going to be able to answer for them. Because they're going to contact me. In those documents, you can't just call immigration or anybody. You can't do that. You have to fill a form out. And in that form, they are very detailed. You're going to put your name, your address, your phone number, your email address. You got a business, it'll be in there too. Everything you have to be in there. You can't miss any of those lines. If you miss any of those lines, it'll tell you got to redo it again. They're very thorough. You'll fill out every single line in there. And the bottom of it, it says that you are basically 100% knowledgeable of the terms and condition of this document. If you have committed perjury, it tells you that you will be sentenced to jail. You're going to do prison time, and it is imprisonment, and you're going to pay outstanding fines. So it's not something you want to go in and play around with. It's not that type of document. Because even if you do put something fake in there, you're talking about the United States government, they're going to track down where it came from. And then you're going to have some guys in some black suits in front of your door wearing body armor, and God knows what's going to be out there waiting for you, and you're going to have to answer for that nonsense. You don't play around with those forms. So when I filled that out, I said, okay, cool, this is how they're doing it. Just keep people from that are racist, that are saying nasty things, that just want to attack anybody just for the sake of attacking them. They can't. They got to go through a form. And that's what we went through. So I signed my name on it because everything I have in there, I have evidence on everything about you. So that means that any crimes that you commit for here on in and whatever else we can find is going to be documented, and you're going to answer for it. And this is going to be a long procedure. It's going to be a long procedure for me. It's going to be a long procedure for you. But the good thing about it, for me, I'm going home. You're not. You're going to stay there, and you're going to do that time. And from what I've showed people already of the things you have done, you're going to spend the rest of your life in that place. You are. That's where he's going to be at. That's the last of his days. So when you sat there when I was in the garage and said the rise and fall of Kenneth Byrd, because I was in the garage, the Lord is probably looking at him like, what is wrong with him? Like, what is wrong with him? Now you're going to spend the rest of your life in a prison. That's where he's going. Now, if you want to come over and look at my many demonstrations that I have done, because you've made these accusations on all these videos I have and all these different screen paints we developed. Yeah, Jamie was talking about, oh, your product's going to go out of business. Oh, your product's going to go out of business. Your product's going to go out of business. Yeah. I've heard that before. I've heard it before. Trust me. Yeah, you always say that when you're faced with something at the end of the day you don't understand. You said our product doesn't work, I'm going to send it to you. And if you don't do that, if you don't do any of the house paints that we're sending to you every month until we get to court, if you don't do any of those, it clearly shows that you can't back your company. Mind, you're going to have to do this in court either way. So let's go over here, and I want to grab something real quick. I'm going to grab this one right here. Let's see. Now, mind you, every time we have gotten these messages from him for almost forever, telling us that at the end of the day that our products are not going to sell. We've gotten this over and over again. It's just a repeat of Satan. We're not going to sell. We're not going to make any money. At the end of the day, every time you see these orders that are popping up, all these orders you see on the table, we have right here, all these orders that are popping up on our table. This is every time Jamie came in and made statements about our products. Every time he's come in and done false demonstrations about our products, trying to discourage and trying to take from us. And what were your results? What were your results out of it? I got dozens of videos like this. What were your results? We're selling that much product. What was your results? And that's small. That's nothing. Because, that's not 80,000. That's not 100,000. That's small. And it's still a blessing at the end of the day. What did I say? I said, you can't take bread off my table. Didn't I say that? Mind you, while we're selling this product, he's on his YouTube channel, ranting, screaming, yelling, oh, they're scams, they're rip-off artists, they steal, they rob people, they're this, that, and the other, doing fake demonstrations on my products, mixing in black paint, printing out our labels. This is how his product looks. Other people caught on to you, Fernando. A lot of people have. What you are at the end of the day. You are nothing more than a troll. That's what you are. And you serve the devil. Because other people have this product. A lot of people had the 12s. And you went in there and ranted and carried on and acted up and screamed and yelled. Same thing. Every single video, every time, everything. Same time. Even now today, we have advanced technology far beyond the 12s now, far beyond all the other technology we have. Now he's in there ranting and screaming about that. It's what he does because he's mad and upset. What makes him even more upset that he doesn't even have his business anymore. He ran it into the ground. He abused his company. And no one's going to trust. And I don't care who it is, who you're angry against. You're unprofessional. You doxed an address on your channel, you're doxing pictures of our places to his website where you have items and stuff. Who would buy from you? Who would trust you with a credit card or a debit card? They just watched you take our address and put it onto your one of your product pages. My face, and put it on your product pages. Who would trust you? Nobody would. They don't care if it's me at the end of the day. What they care about is that you carry yourself as a respectable businessman. So who would touch you with anything? Nobody would. Very, very bitter individual. And then sends me that message like, that's supposed to discourage me. How would that discourage me? I do stuff like this. He's a desperate attempt. It's always a desperate attempt for him. Destroyed his life over pain. Jealousy. Envy. Yep. You don't take anything from us at all, period. The devil can't take anything from me. You can't take anything from me. Sending me messages like that at the end of the day, it doesn't discourage me. It's sad at the end of the day because you serve the devil. I know what the outcome would be for you. That's what makes it sad. Same technology you see there is now sitting right over there. And yeah, he was sending us hate messages here. A lot of hate messages he was sending out to us. It's like, yeah, your product's garbage and it's trash and no one's going to buy it. I've heard that over and over. That's why I think that maybe you may have dementia. We've been down this road already before. We've done this already before. You're mad because your product didn't take off. That's what you're mad about. But you ripped a lot of people off. You cut a lot of corners. You listened to the devil. Devil told you to go out and buy these high-powered machines. I bet you, I can imagine what was going through his head when he bought that P2. Oh, wow, 2 million in one contract is really going to make my black levels look really good. You probably bought that projector and the potential, and the whole entire term of probably trying to show me up at the end of the day. I'll show him that I'm black. I guarantee you, you bought that high-end projector to think that at the end of the day that you were going to fool people thinking the screen paint was doing that. Man, come on, man. I'm going to have you take that projector in a courtroom and put it in a fully lit environment and show me how your paint basically makes that projector look well. And then we're going to turn the lights out, show you how you were tricking people. We're going to do the paint on demonstration. He's going to do that house paint. He has to do all that in court. Because he has to show that his products are not matching house paint. That's what we're accusing him of in court. We're charging him with the fact that he sold products knowing that they were house paints. You're going to have to go in court and show that they're not. And yeah, that yellowish tone on is not going to fly in court. It's just not. He may be ordered to pay restitution. They're going to go through his PayPal account. Now, he'll probably go in and try to delete the account, but it won't do any good. Let me tell you how things work in the real world, Fernando, not in your make-believe world. You delete an account, it's always there. The server on the other side. The only way you would be to do that is you would be able to go through their firewalls and access the server itself to delete the file. That's the only way. But other than that, it's still there. You can delete stuff all day long. It's just deleted on your end. It's not deleted on the other end. There's still a file there. There's still access. They can get access to that information. So courts have to come and get information. They can get a subpoena. They can go in and basically get that whatever record or document, and they can pull it right at the server and use it against you in court. So deleting your account only deletes it on your end. That's what it does. Only on your end, that's what it does. I sit there and have this conversation with people all the time. Like, wait, no, really? Yeah. You put stuff in your trash can and you delete it. It's not gone. It goes someplace. It goes to a holding bin. It's like a big old storage unit where all your trash goes to. It goes right there in that storage bin over and over again. Not getting rid of anything. That really disappears online. Where is it going? It's got to go somewhere. Now, if you had a magnet and you had a hard drive and you ran it over top that, you can destroy whatever's on that. But if you uploaded anything on that hard drive or into the cloud or wherever it's at, guess what? It's all up in there. That's why they had the whole thing about deleted email files. Yeah, good luck on that. It's out there. So they can bring back deleted email files. They do it all the time in court. They bring them back. They do it all the time. All right, we're done. We don't want to spend. I got a good hour in here for this. I got to show up the screen right now. If you notice that the videos we're showing, the shorts have different music, and the reason why, because they're being uploaded somewhere else. So we're on another forum site right now, another social media platform, and we're over there. They're allowing us to use their platform. They want to know more about our product, so that's why when the stuff comes over, it has different music to it, because we upload it there. And we add their music onto it because they got a lot of cool selections over there. And then we bring it over here and we just shoot them anywhere we want to go, which is pretty cool. And Christians, do not let the devil discourage you. Because you have to remember, when I came after talking to my mom, I said, man, the devil gets on my nerves. Every time I turn around, he's always doing this, always doing that. This is before I got into all of this. It's when I was a new Christian. And I always had somebody talking about, yeah, you're God, you're God, you're God, you're God, you're God. You know what I mean? Talking a lot of trash and stuff like that. And my mom said, never, ever, ever engage in the devil. That he's doing his job. This is his job. His job is to go in and to do this dumb stuff to discourage Christians and take you off your path. That's his job. You have to remember, that is his job at the end of the day. Your job at the end of the day is ignore that nonsense. And the devil will show up on so many different levels, so many different ways he'll show up. He'll show up at your workplace. He'll show up everywhere he can. He will. He'll pop up because he's watching you all day long. He's following you and watching you. But Christians, just remember at the end of the day that the Lord got your back. The devil does see those angels. He sees them. That's why he can't touch you or harm you. He sees them and goes, you know what? Okay, all right. I'm going to go in a different direction. I'm going to try. He is going to try. He's going to try. But again, as I said before, the Lord is always going to have your back. You look at these shipping updates. You see all these orders right here? You know why we don't show off our shipping updates anymore? Because we can't do this here. I have a location that I go and I process my orders at. We don't show it on camera. Because the last time I showed a place on camera, which was the garage that we're doing business in, guess who contacted and started carrying on? Yeah, Fernando and his little group started carrying on and acting up. They were trying to harass the people in the building that owned the garage. They were trying to harass people in the neighborhood. So that's why we don't show you any place we're working at. Besides, I got a lot of top secret stuff in there that I'm working on. I can't show anybody anyway. But anyway, yeah, that's the reason why. So we don't do orders here. This is my office at the end of the day. Separation of, that's what I need to do for my business. I need to separate things. We got an office here to do business. I got a storage unit, what I showed you. That's where we put things that we don't need, and stuff that's cluttering up the office goes over there and in the workshop. And we have a workshop that we go to do our work at, which we never show on camera. Because last time I did that, somebody tried to make trouble for us. They tried to swat us by basically contacting the police, which I'm going to let these people know what you did, because I had the docket number for that, showing that you legally called the police and made a false statement. This guy, seriously, he's going to spend all his time in jail, I swear. But anyway, the devil put him in there. The devil put his way, Fernando, what you don't understand. The devil knew from the door that you could not touch us. He knew it already. He knew you couldn't touch us. See all these orders going through, Fernando? Do you see all the times that you made all those campaigns, slandering my business, trying to take away my blessings? Christians, you see this right here? You see where the Lord just kept blessing us and blessing us and blessing us. When the devil raged, when the devil carried on, when the devil thought he was going to take it all from us, what happened? You didn't take anything from me, not a thing. What happened? You accumulated nightmares for yourself. Even when he's talking about moving on to bigger and better things, he sat there and said, I'm not forced to do this. No, we're not forced to do this. How are we forced to do this? I was doing computers way before I got into this business. I was making good money off PCs. So again, what are you talking about forced? It's not a job if you love what you do. If you love what you do, it's not a job. There are people who love their job so much, even on their days off, they were like, man, I wish I could be at work right now. I wonder what they're doing right now. You're calling people on the job, like, what y'all doing right now? There you go. People love what they do. They're not forced to it. They love what they do. I love what I do. I get to design some amazing technology. I get to stare at this screen all day today, man. I freaking love that screen. I love all our technology we have in here. So I get to be around this all day long. And most importantly, Mr. Fernando, what you don't understand, which one day hopefully you will, I talk to my Lord. He's the one that showed me how to develop all this technology around me. It all came from him. Why in the world would I be sitting there, be forced into something I won't want to do when I get to be around my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I get to hear his amazing designs and the things he has us to build and make every single day? Why would that be such a bad thing? That's the part. Yeah, you try to make it sound like, oh, I don't have to. You have to. You serve the devil. You're in there making a bunch of videos about hate. God doesn't support hate. He destroys hate. Sorry about that. You have to. That's why you're not making the money you want to make off your product. You serve the devil. The devil doesn't bless, he curses. How can you get blessings from God if you're full of hate? How does that work? God does not bless the hand of the wicked. He destroys the hand of the wicked. Man, what that is. Excuse me. That's what he does. He can't bless your hand. And that's why when he saw these orders pushing through, he was mad, upset, angry. Campaign after campaign, making fake demonstrations against us, making fake demonstrations against our product. You were slandering the Lord. Did you know that? When you call me a scammer, you call God a scammer. When you call me a rip-off artist, you call God a rip-off artist. When you say my products are fake and phony, you're telling the Lord that the blessings that he gave to us are fake and phony. Were you there when I was over in Home Depot and the Lord spoke to me and gave us the ingredients for digital and Christian screen paint? Were you there? Or you weren't there? You weren't even heard of. How are you going to tell me at the end of the day that the Lord that I've been serving long before I was ever on YouTube, long before I ever started this business, long before I got into these computers, long before any of this, was guiding me, protecting me, watching over me, and teaching me to grow in Christ? And you're going to come along and tell me something at the end of the day about how my stuff is cursed and all this other stuff at the end of the day, that we're not Christians and all that? You got to be kidding me. Yeah, you bring your own destruction upon your own head. The reason why you're going to be going through the situation you're going through now because of destruction you brought upon your own head. This was a fellow came in from a nightclub, at a nightclub we had, and he came in and said, Mr. Byrd, I see these people attacking you. This is when we got blessings that come our way, because the Lord will send you those blessings. And he said, I see people attacking you. I see people, I see the evil that they're trying to do against you. He said, Mr. Byrd, we're going to support you. Came in and bought a ton of paint from us. These are all gallons. You know what this is? This is the Phoenix. This is the product that they did false demonstrations against, saying it was too black, it didn't work. You do know, Mr. Fernando, and I explained to you the amount of time that you're receiving in jail is staggering, is that every time that you went in and you made a statement about one of these products, it carries a 30-year prison sentence. Do you have any idea how much paint you slandered? This is what I mean by just alone on that, just alone on the cyber stalking charges, the terroristic threats, all the stuff you've done, the post office mail fraud, government agency, perjury, government agency, just all the stuff you're doing, cyber crimes, they're all federal offenses. Yeah, you're saying you're going to get 80 years for all the stuff you're doing. That's light, man. And the number is staggering. It is. There is so much stuff that he's committed, and I'm pretty sure they're going to dig up other stuff on him too. But there's so much stuff he has committed that usually most people, they commit a crime, they get like 7 years out of it. At least out of the 7 years, they can go home or whatever. They can get maybe good behavior. There is no way in the world for you to get good behavior. There is no way in the world for you to get your sentence shortened. It is virtually impossible. You have so much stuff against you. Because, you know, the devil told you. What did the devil tell you? The biggest liar in the world. He probably told you that, hey, you don't have documents here. You can do whatever you want. The worst that's going to happen to you is they're just going to send you overseas. And that's it. You're going to go back to Mexico. And overseas, you're going to go back to overseas. That's a different place. You're going to go back to Mexico. And nothing's going to happen to you. He tell you that lie. That's not true. That's not true at all. You got to serve time here. So he got you to do all that crazy stuff, right? Told you that lie over and over again. You believed it because you did all this dumb stuff. So it looks like you're going to spend the rest of your life here in prison. You haven't learned yet. You're still sending dumb stuff over, which is going to be sent over to them. Everything's going to be going through FBI. And the agency there contacted them. I have to reach out to them because we need to file more information. That what we have there is not enough. I got my docket numbers where we had to have a processor come to your front door. I want all that in there for them. So to contact them and say, hey, look, I need to fill out another one of these forms. I need a form we can fill out. We have a lot more stuff about this individual. And keep in mind, whatever I put in there, I got to show up to court to testify against you to say, yeah, he did all this stuff. Here's the evidence. Here you go. There 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 you go. You're done. Instead of you repenting and getting on your knees and asking the Lord to get you out of this situation that you're in, or try to lighten the blow or something, you're still going toward the devil. You're about to commit a pharaoh. He could have backed up. When they first saw Moses come in and drop that staff, and it ate his snakes up. He had his wizardry, because isn't that wizardry? And he dropped his staff. They dropped both their staffs. And Moses' snake ate up all of them. And he got that warning. If he had backed down and went in a different direction and said, "Hey, take your people, I'm good," his son would still be alive. The people wouldn't have been in famine, because mind, the locusts and frogs and mosquitoes and stuff tormented the people. And these people wouldn't have suffered. He wouldn't have suffered any damage at all, period. A little bit of pride, that's basically about it. But hey, pride is better than losing pride, and is better than losing your son and having your entire people turn against you and hate you and then dying in the process. I think that's a lot better, but he didn't do that. He decided to fuel the hatred. And in the end, well, he died. So did his son. His firstborn went too. Because now there's no heir to take the throne. His firstborn's dead. Only one he had. And she doesn't have a husband anymore. He's gone. Their armies, gone. And if their armies are gone, and she's the only one there now to take the throne, yeah, guess what? If you're an army at the end of the day, there's other armies looking at you like other kingdoms. You're like, hey, what happened? Really? And on top of that, that gets them to fear the children of Israel now. Because they're protected by God. That's why it speaks about King David. King David went out and he basically warred against other kingdoms, and they won every single time. When God went out with them, they won every single time. No good comes of it at all, period, to go against a Christian. And as for Christians out there, for you to just don't mental though for you, that if you think that you can commit crimes and hide behind your Bible, there's no good for you either. Because you serve the same thing they serve. I find it interesting how a Christian commits crimes and then basically talks about the damnation of the people that are not saved, when you are speaking about yourself. Because it's far worse for you, because you already know. Put that in there. Yeah, we paid for it too. Now, I'm going to enjoy my new technology over here. I just posted some videos. The videos we just posted are actually on 8 different sites. So they land YouTube last. So we're doing these places first, because the guy has his whole setup over there. It's a nice social media page we're at. And yeah, I know for you people at the end of the day, we already know from the door. We know what you're thinking before you're thinking, oh, let me get over there and cause some trouble. Yeah, we already know what you're thinking before you're thinking already. Don't worry. You do that, guy, that's you taken care of. You don't want you to understand that. Any thought process that you have in your mind before you even think it, God knows what you're going to think before you even think. Good luck on that, because that's not going to go well for you. That's the thing about man at the end of the day. He doesn't realize that when these people carry on, act up, and they do the devil's work, you understand that you're on God's time. It's not your time, it's God's time. God gets tired of you doing the things that you're doing, you can stop it. You imagine right now, the very breath that comes from your mouth right now, it doesn't have to come out. You don't have to have it. Your heart beating right now, it doesn't have to continue beating at all. It can just stop just like that. That shows you how merciful God is. Now, when your time comes and everybody has to go, no one's promised to be here forever, you're going to have to answer for everything you did. There is no mercy over there. The mercy you receive here, you don't have it over there. Because the other one will collect what belongs to him. And you will go to something called purgatory. That's like hell before you reach hell. It's like a waiting room of hell. And it's bad. It's extremely bad. Hell is even way, way worse than that. You're not going to hell, technically. No. Go to purgatory. You're going to a holding place of torment and torture until you reach the true torment and torture. That's what's waiting for you. And he knows it too. He knows from the door you're going to be there. He knows it 100% you're going to be there. And that's why when you think at the end of the day that we're going to do this, go ahead. You go do your dumb nonsense in the day. I know what's waiting for you. Torment, pain, destruction, chaos is waiting for you. And here's the thing about the devil at the end of the day. When you think about these evil things, you invite him in. Who watches you when you sleep? It's like I told you when I told the guy, the interesting theory is like when a person leaves his house, across the street, there's demons out there. There's angels in the air. The angels know who belongs to them, and the devil knows who belongs to them. Who belongs to them. So when you leave the house, they're looking at your forehead, to say to speak. Those who have a burning bright cross on their forehead, the devil doesn't go near because he knows they're protected. He may try to get in there and sneak around and try to cause some trouble and make some trouble for the Christian at the end of the day, but he knows that if the Christian gets down on his knees and prays to God, he runs. As a Christian basically involves himself in the nonsense that he's triggering off, he could get you a chance to get around him, to control him, or be able to destroy him. Just get him in a place where the angels can't see him. Because we got him now. That's why when the devil tells you things, you got to pray and give it to God. Like right there, we pray and give it to God. Because that's what the devil wants me to do. The devil wants me to go in here and scream and yell and rant and carry on and all this stuff. That's what he wants me to do. But he doesn't expect that I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go pray and give it to God. And that's what I do. I give that nonsense to Jesus, to God. He'll take care of it for me. So as the demons sit outside, they watch people leave their houses and walk up and down the street. They walk all among the earth. And they watch those with the burning cross and those without the burning cross. Those without the burning cross, it's easy pickings. And those with the burning cross in their head, those without the burning cross is easy pickings. And those with the burning cross, they don't want to be bothered with. It's too much of a fight. It's too much. They will try from time to time, but they'll put more effort into you because you're 100% guarantee that we can get you. Everybody pays for it. Everybody on this planet. No one gets off this earth without paying for everything. If you have committed crimes on this earth and you feel that you die and you got away with it, you don't. You're going to a far worse place. A place where there's no forgiveness, there's no mercy, and there's nothing but pain and destruction waiting for you. Beyond pain, beyond your wildest imaginations, pain, suffering, torment. Things that you do not want to see at the end of the day. The nightmare of all nightmares will be waiting for you. Those that are saved will see paradise. Live a life far better than this life right here. No pain, no suffering, nothing. Peace, happiness. Every day, eternity. And those who are not saved, you will go to that lake of fire with the Satan himself. Satan thinks at the end of the day that he's not going. Oh, he's going. He's going to be in there burning with you. He's going to be tormented too. You're going to be in there with him. And he knows he's going to be in there. He knows he's going to be in there. But, he thinks at the end of the day he's going to beat God. Boy, how in a denial state, how denial can you be on that one right there? But he knows at the end of the day too, he's going to take you with him. Because you know why? He hates your guts. I love when I bump into people who call themselves devil worshippers. I have a message for you. Satan hates your guts. You know why Satan hates your guts so much? Because you're a product of God. That's why. You were made in the image of God. Man was made in the image of God. He hates the look of you. He hates everything about you. He can't stand you because you are a product of him. Can Satan make people? No, he can't. He can't make people. He can't make anything at all, period. He can make trouble and all that other nonsense. Basically about it. He can't make people. He knows that you are a product of God. No matter how much you serve him, at the end of the day, you give him your devoted, whatever, he still hates your guts because you are basically a product of God. It's like the theory of when you got some petty women out there, and I hate to say it, but it's true, that will get mad at the son because the son looks like the father. They will hate the son. Now, some won't, some will. I'm just saying it's some. That's why it says some, not all. But some are like that. They'll hate him. Oh, he looks just like his father. I couldn't stand his father, and I got to see him every day through my son. There you go. You've heard that one before, right? There you go. The kid ain't got nothing to do with it. He just genetics came out looking like his father. That's basically about it. Because your relationship didn't work out. He's got to take the brunt of the whole. Not you not liking him, which is really, really petty. And that's how Satan sees everyday people. Even people think they serve the devil at the end of the day, and the devil got your back. They'll hate your guts. He can't stand you. Because every time he looks at you, you see the image of God in your face. I can't stand that these humans at the end of the day. Look at them, man. All these creations of God. And none of these are creation of mine at the end of the day. I hate all of them. Every single one of them. I'm going to try to destroy all these people as much as I possibly can. I don't care what I got to do. Murder, kill, whatever. I'm going to kill them all. Yeah, that's his eye. That's him all day long. So if he can whisper in your ear and get you to do something stupid, like, I got one. I got 3 of them over there right now. They're about to go run in there and rob that bank. I have no idea what's waiting for them. They're going to get murdered. The minute they walk out that door, hail of gunfire. They're going, I'm waiting right here. Sitting here waiting in hell. When he's not in hell, we know where he's at, in purgatory, somewhere in there. Sitting there waiting like, yep, they're going to be here any minute. He's waiting for you to process, like when you sit in front of a microwave oven, you're waiting for your food to get done so you can eat it. He's just sitting there like, any minute now, any minute, they should be coming through. Oh, there's one right there, right? Yep, right. Look, I'm on the shot. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, he's going. Whoop, give me a minute. You'll be here in a bing. Oh, there you are. Hell, you don't. You just scream your brains out because, you're seeing something that's true for him. And he's sitting there laughing at you. Like, I've been waiting a long time for you to get here. Whew, finally got you. I finally got you. It's like I'm fishing. It's like I'm dressing up in a whole fishing outfit and he's out there just throwing that line out there, wheeling it in, see what he can catch, he's throwing it out there. Or once in a while he'll get one and bring it in like, oh, look at what I got here. That's what you're dealing with all day long. Your adversary, the adversary, the devil, walks around like a lion, looking to see whoever he could devour. And when I see that message right there, you know what I see? I see the devil. That's what I see. You see, it's sad because you see people who allow Satan to work through them. I love this screen so much. You have no idea. So, sending me a message at the other day telling me that, my product's not going to sell. I've heard it already before. I know that you're the devil at the end of the day. See that technology right there? God bless us with that technology. That technology is worth millions of dollars. That tech is worth millions of dollars, probably a little higher than that. I don't know. I don't want to say the word, but the Lord already told me what it's going to be worth. Lord has directed. If the Lord gives you a blessing, Christian, at the end of the day, remember this, that he's going to make everything possible for your blessing to be what it's going to be. If you are blessed with a beautiful voice and the Lord says, hey, you're going to sing, this is what you're going to do, no matter how many people will tell you that you basically won't make it, Lord will tell you will. Because you will. Just don't get caught up in the world of the devil. When you get that blessing, the devil's going to come to you and try to take the very blessing that you got. He's going to try to twist it up to make you mess it up. But he's also going to send other people your way to try to mess it up for you. He's going to bring people that are going to hate you from the door because that's the devil right there, upset and angry and bitter. You got to see it for what it is. Never engage in their nonsense. Don't do it. Never engage in it. Pray and give it to God. That's what you do. This one I just did on the bike. We see when we come in, the minute I start talking about the Lord, they start running. Yeah, because the devil don't want to hear it. It hurts his ears to hear it. But that's what you do, Christian, at the end of the day. The devil it's not going to get, how can you say it? The devil does not control anything. God controls all things at the end of the day. When the Lord gives you a blessing, that's your blessing. No one can take your blessing from you. No one can duplicate your blessing. Your blessing is your blessing at the end of the day. And when the devil comes against you, you get down on your knees and you pray. The best warriors are those who pray on their knees. It's not the strongest warrior that stands up. The strongest warrior is one that's on his knees praying. Because who he serves at the end of the day, you can have 1 trillion armies. You couldn't come close to God's power. Your very existence is because of God. I like that, the bike. These are the ones I was looking at yesterday. I posted already. Every time I show this off, I showed the amazingness of God and what he's blessed us to be able to have. I prayed and asked him for a screen. We wanted a certain formula for a screen. We had prayed about ad tech's capabilities, and the Lord just opened up a floodgate of technology for us. And this is what Satan's angry about. Satan's angry because We got plans with our blessings we're going to get at the end of the day. I'm going to be taking my blessing to help other people out. People that we need better drug programs, rehab programs for people to help them out. We need better places where people can live. We need food banks for people to get food. And I do want to do something like a unit where people can come in and they can have showers, they can have hot meals, something like that, something nice. Somebody can wash their clothes, and then, it's going to be all Christian based. And I make it where basically, because at the end of the day, you can give a person the ability to fight from staying off drugs, but the devil's going to come in there. He's going to come in there and try to get them right back on. And they need something to be able to fight that. They need God. That's where God comes in. I see a lot of people who have fought and got rid of addiction because they put their faith in God. Because the devil's going to come and say, hey, just one hit, what's the worst that's going to happen? You can control it. You've been clean all this time. It's going to tell you stuff like that. And that's where you got to get on your knees and you got to pray and put it in God's hands, because you can't stand God. He's going to leave. So I'm going to start all these different programs that we're going to be blessed to be able to do with the money that this blessing is going to basically fund for us to do these things, to do and get the Lord's word out there. And the devil can't stand it. He hates it. That's why he sends people like this our way to try to discourage us, to get us to break down and walk away from it, because he doesn't want to see this come to light. As he said right here, you might as well just forget it. That's the devil talking right there. That's not there. That's God blessing our hands. Right there. See the message was sent across? It's time to shut it down and move on. Now, again, we know this is Jamie because look at the writing. Hey, buddy. Again, period. Capital in the middle. I don't know why you put hey, buddy, and then a period and capital. Does it look like you're doing well with your wall paint? Then he puts a period there. It's time to shut it down and move on. Put a period there. Why would you put a period here and then start a whole new sentence here? You're just not good at it. Interesting. And we wouldn't be good at it? Seriously? Out of all those products we developed, technology God bless us to engineer, the new technology we have here, this is the future of our screens coming out pretty soon. Yeah. All right. See? That's the devil right there. Never listen to that, Christian. Never, ever. Or anyone. And if you're not a Christian, you're trying to get saved, you're trying to get there, don't listen to that nonsense. That's the devil. That's what that is. You keep doing God. Trying to get close to the Lord, you keep doing that. You keep working hard at that. Read your Bible every day, because you have to. You have to read your Bible. It's very important. Those people say, well, the Bible's too long. If you look at it that way, then you're not ready for it. Don't read it. Read it when you want to know more about God. When you have a passion and a love for the Lord and you want to know everything about him, that's when you read that book. You got to remember, you have to know that book, because the devil knows it already. He knows the Bible. He'll use it against you to get you to do things you shouldn't do. Look how beautiful that is. So I see the Lord's blessings every day through our technology, everything around me. I see the Lord's blessing. And then I see stuff like that. And that reminds me that the devil is always working, constantly working to try to discourage us to keep doing what we're doing. But I got a message for you, Satan, and his followers at the end of the day. You can't stop this. We put all things in God's hands. I put you in God's hands 100% every single day. I put you in God's hands. My Lord is going to make this way. You're talking to a man that sees miracles, all types of miracles from my Savior. I've seen demons. I've seen it all. And they can't discourage me. You can't discourage me. You're talking to a man at the end of the day that was looking at a 40 to 80-year prison sentence. And my mom went in and prayed. It got to the point that the DA was over there praying with him. I got 10 years. And I didn't even do the whole full 10 years. Became a man of God. Picked up that Bible, read it, studied it, discovered a love for the Lord, a dedication to him and him only. And now I'm the man I am today. Not a person out there committing violent acts in the streets and carrying on and making other people's lives miserable. Out here serving the Lord, doing his will at the end of the day. You can't stop what he's doing. You can't. I'm going to make this money as he's blessed us to have. I'm going to take this money we're going to have and use it to help other people, to get them on their feet, to take care of them, and let them know that don't give me the glory at all. You give it to God. Any place we go, I don't care where we go. I don't care if they laugh at it. We don't care. All glory goes to God. All of it. And Satan can't stand that. Yeah, he used to have me at one point. You did. And you thought at the end of the day that you were going to kill me and I was going to burn in the lake of the fire with you. But the Lord has other plans for me. When I see that testimony of how they tried, and I deserved all of it. Yeah, when I went through the whole system, I deserved it all. But the Lord had mercy and gave me the opportunity to serve him. Best decision of my life. Best decision of my life. Let me explain something to you about when you say that, at the end of the day, that your product doesn't sell. See if the Lord decides to do me as an example as Job in the Bible. Job was rich, money, married, beautiful children, land beyond you wouldn't believe. And the devil came up there and was talking to the Lord and said, hey, I bet you if you allow me to go in and take it all from him, torment his life, I bet he'll curse you. I bet he'll turn his back on you. Because, the only reason why he's with you because of money, because he got all that stuff at the end of the day. He don't really serve you at the end of the day. The devil will challenge at the end of the day, will talk trash about you. Oh, yeah. I bet you. No, it's okay. You know what? You do what you got to do. But here's the thing. Don't kill him. You can't kill him. So Satan came in. Storm came up. Lost all his cattle, lost his land. Family was killed. Yeah, his family was killed. Yep. He ended up with nothing in the streets, covered in sores. Because at one point that, the devil came back and said, okay, what's wrong on that one? He's not cursing you yet, but hey, let me touch the flesh. Let me cover him sores. Let me put him in some pain. It's okay, don't kill him. You can't kill him. So Satan went down there and he cursed him with boils and sores all over his body. The dogs would come in and lick his wounds, his sores. And as he laid there, man, a great power at one point, and they're waddling in the dirt and dogs licking his sores, his fellow peers came upon him to prosecute him. Well, you must have did something bad. You must have did something awful. Now, mind you, while he had all that power and everything, he praised the Lord every day. He praised him. He thanked him for all that he had. He didn't forget him. He praised him. But as he sat there, his peers sat him on. Oh, you must have did something bad. Well, God, what would you? And he explained to him. He fought his case. Now, the devil, he lost. Because he realized that even if you took it all away from him, even if you made him suffer, he would still serve the Lord. That his bond between God is unbreakable. It has nothing to do with paint. It has nothing to do with the money. It has nothing to do with success. It has nothing to do with any of it. It's the bond between a Christian and his Lord. That's what we know at the end of the day. You don't understand. You're lost. If the Lord decided that I can't sell any more paint anymore, that all this shuts down, that I end up in the street, I end up homeless, I still praise his name. My bond with him is forever. It's nothing to do with any of this whatsoever. That's what's so sad at the end of the day, that this guy would write something like this. It has nothing to do with any of that. My bond is with Jesus because I love him and because he is my best friend. That's why. I don't need any of this to begin with at all, period. And I'm sure enough can't take it with me, so I don't care. If he decides to take it all from me and I'm out in the street, I'll lose my cat, I'll lose everything, I'm out there, homeless, whatever, I still will serve him 100% because I've been in that situation. I mean, I've been homeless. I've done that already. I've been locked up. I've done that already. I've been in days where I had nothing to eat and I was starved and had no food, and the Lord blessed me to have what I have. I've been through all that already. I've been through my trials and tribulations. I have been through things at the end of the day that they will never understand. I've been through all that. I've been through life death experience, diagnosed with lung disease, diagnosed with a rare eye disease that almost took away my vision. Ended up getting to this bad accident, back was damaged. Lord bless me, walking around right now. Got hit by a car twice. Got food poisoned a few times. They nearly killed me. I've been through a lot of stuff. Lost everything multiple times. Ended up homeless, sleeping on benches. I've even eaten out of a trash can. I've done all that stuff already. I still serve him no matter what. You don't know my path that I had to travel. You only know me what you see me here. You don't know my path. I've seen demons right up in my face, smiling and grinning right at me. I've seen all that, and I put my faith in Jesus. You can't break this at the end of the day. That's what you have to understand. I've seen all that. I went through all the tribulations and trials to know that at the end of the day, that my Lord has my back 100%. That I can be living in a garage. I can be living in a trash dumpster. It doesn't make a difference. At the end of the day, I serve him. He is my best friend. It has nothing to do with all the things around me. That doesn't defy my relationship with God on how rich a man is. A man is truly rich when he basically puts all his faith in the Lord, and he knows 100% that that is the one he serves, and that's the one who loves him. That's when you're truly rich, when you have God. Don't need all that. I can make $1, just $1, and I'd feel like the richest man in the world, because you know what? It came from God. Imagine the Lord up there. All that he sees billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of people, and he recognizes me. He sees me. When my enemies come on top of me and they try to destroy me and I call out to the Lord, he hears me. All the billions and billions of voices on this planet, and he can hear me when I cry out to him. That's what you're dealing with. You're not just dealing with me. You're dealing with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. You're dealing with God Almighty. That's who you're dealing with. And if you think at the end of the day that if I sales stop and everything dry up and I have nothing at the end of the day, that's going to cause me to go in depression and want to kill myself. No, why don't we do that at the end of the day? I serve God. You don't understand my relationship, my love with the Lord. You have to understand that in a time in my life, I hated God. Couldn't stand him. I hated his Christians. I hated his followers. I thought they were just basically just mindless zombies that basically were caught in some kind of weird cult at the end of the day. And I would have none of it at all whatsoever. A person who couldn't stand God. A person who basically filtered hatred all the time that served the devil. I know what you serve at the end of the day because I used to serve him. And out of all that I did at the end of the day, the Lord still saved my life. He could have gave me that 40 to 80 years in prison. Every attempt that they tried failed. Every single thing. The evidence was right there. They had it right there. As soon as I recorded myself walking into a building doing something, they had it. All that they tried. When you sit up there and you realize the power of God, and you realize and you see all these people in the courtroom looking at you, you see things differently. You see that these people need to find God because you're already saved. You're already blessed. You're going to the next life. Even if I were to get the 80 years, I still can see that these people need God at the end of the day because they're living their lives as if God doesn't even exist. And if God calls upon them and they have to go back to the next life, they're not ready. And the devil will take what belongs to them. You're more in fear of what's going to happen to them or what's going to happen to you. And that's where my life transferred. Because I wasn't afraid anymore of getting 80 years. I wasn't afraid anymore of getting 40 years. As long as I'm spending every day with the Lord, it didn't make a difference. Because I'm with God. These people are not with God. And the devil is waiting for his chance and opportunity to end these people, or their time is going to run out and they have to go back. So I'm more concerned for them than I am for my own self. See, got to pass that passage in life. So no, making a statement like that by saying that we're just not going to have any wall paint or whatever. It doesn't bother me at all, period. And again, the technology the Lord has blessed us to be able to have, we have endless technology now. We're at a whole different level of technology. We're making physical screens, and another, once the paperwork comes back, we'll be in the range of physical screens, which you're seeing right now on a $50 projector. God's blessing. My paints will always sell, no matter what. They'll sell because the Lord gave us that blessing. It came from Him. What you say doesn't mean anything at all. And if He decides that we don't have a business anymore, and I'm basically homeless and I'm out in the street, doesn't make a difference. I'm still richest man in the world because I've God. It doesn't change anything. I'm not tied down by the possessions of this world. Can't take it with me anyway. What we call the big spaghetti strainer of life. That when you pass off this earth, you'll pass through that strainer and all your stuff will be there. All your stuff. It's like, when you see somebody, you play Minecraft and they die and all their stuff comes up and they're gone, or their stuff is still there for you to take. It's like that scenario. That's what happened. You Minecrafted. You go through that strainer and all the people who know you will be sitting around that strainer to grab your stuff. You know the weird thing about them when you think about that? As you're grabbing from that strainer, that you yourself will also pass through it, and your stuff will be there, and somebody else will grab your stuff, and it'll repeat the process over and over again. Everybody who leaves the world leaves everything behind. That's what it says in the Bible, that man works by the sweat of his brow to lead to another. Nothing is yours. So if you think this right here and all this at the end of the day, if it stops selling, if the Lord cuts off His blessings and we don't have it, do you think at the end of the day that I'm worried about that? No. Why would I? He's been taking care of me since day one, before I even had this. He's always been there for me, no matter what. That means the Lord has something else for me. That's what it stands for. All right, you don't do this anymore? I got something else for you. But from what I've seen already, from everything that I have tried with this company and trying to get it where I need it to go to, the Lord has opened up every door for us. We're blessed to get into this place. The Lord opened up the door, allowed us to come right on in this place. Man who owns the place is a Christian. He's also a cat man too. He's a big cat guy. Those cats. All the other officers that I looked at the end of the day, every single one of them could have denied us and gave us, like, we don't want the cat in there, blah 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 blah. I don't care if it's motion supported. We don't care, blah blah. And we just happened to find a place where the guy says, "No, yeah, I'm into technology and all that stuff. Real nice person, Christian man. At the end of the day, I'm Christian. He's Christian. That's beautiful." And then on top of that, he's a big cat guy. We're sharing cat stories. Every time he comes in, he communicates with Taco. Taco's now gotten to the point where now he's got a little trust, and he comes in and we'll be talking, but it would mainly be talking to my cat. He's a big cat guy. They hope I get a chance to see his cats. Real nice guy. Lord, Christians, at the end of the day, the Lord will open doors for you. You're the turn using your enemy as your footstool. That's what will happen to your enemy. Your enemy will curse you. You bless them. It will stack coals on their heads. I have no hatred for Fernando. It's sad. We don't. I'm angry and mad because of the things he did and how he attacked my family and how he attacked my cat and everything. That's normal. That's a human emotion. As long as you don't act on that emotion by going out and harming that person with those emotions, then you're doing the act of the devil. But you do have a right to be upset and angry for what someone has done to you, as long as you don't act on what the devil wants you to do. But do I hate him? No. And the reason why I don't hate you, Fernando, is because I don't allow the devil to have that entertain that in me, to plant that seed in me. Because I did it already. That's what got me in a lot of trouble. And that's what you constantly try to do. You constantly try to do evil things against me to try to plant those seeds. And that's what the devil wants. The devil wants those seeds planted back in me so I can continue to flourish and have hatred and all that stuff. And keep in mind, Fernando, you have to understand the devil's plan and what he does. Like I said, in my young years, I was a bit of a notorious individual that I wasn't afraid to kill people. You understand this? So I want you to understand this. What I used to be, I wasn't afraid to take a person's life. So If the devil was able to plant what he was in, what you wanted him to do, to get me frustrated and angry, this would have ended badly, very badly. If that old person comes back, and he never will, he's dead. He died when I was baptized. He's gone, never to be seen ever again. But that's the mentality of the person I was when I was younger, which thank the Lord every day that the devil didn't put me in a situation to kill somebody. And I'm so happy about that. I did bad things, a lot of things I'll never ever be proud of ever in my entire life. I'm happy I couldn't wait until when I got saved to be baptized because I wanted those sins off me. I could feel them dragging me, pulling me down, and I wanted them off me. I wanted to be free from it all. And I couldn't wait to get my new body, to be saved, to get this away from me, to be baptized. So, but if I was, and you think about how the trickery, how the devil is. If I allowed that nonsense that you did, attacking my family and everything, if I allow the devil to get in and put that hatred back in me, you wouldn't be on YouTube right now. I'm not the biggest, baddest person in the world. I'm not. I far from it. But I'm not afraid to take someone's life. So if I had went down to becoming that person I was many, many years ago, that evil individual, which I never want to see ever again, if the devil was able to waken that up in me, I'd been down to see you. And I don't care about anything. I just would, whoever, whatever, even means to take my own life, didn't make a difference. Because that's the kind of person in life I was living when I was young. I didn't even care for my own life. I was suicidal. So the devil had me really, really in a good situation. And for him, it would have been a good situation. I was suicidal. I didn't care about my life. I didn't care about my family's life. I didn't care about anybody else's life. I didn't care about my friend's life. It didn't make a difference. If you had triggered me the wrong way and I got my hands on a firearm, I would have went through anything and everything. They'd have to kill me in the process to take me down because I wanted to die anyway. I was miserable. I hated my life so much. Filled with hatred every single day. I drank hatred. I was around it all the time. And it just basically, I was going through so much depression. There have been days I stuck a barrel in my mouth a few times when I was in that situation because I hated what I was. I hated what I was becoming. This is who I am. This is what it has to be. This is who it is. This is what it has to be. This is who it is. I mean, played in my head all the time. I was a really, really bad human being. So the Lord fixed all that. Now, I don't hate you, Fernando. I don't, and never will. I don't like the things you do against me, and it does make me angry you do these things, but I don't hate you. I'd rather see you saved and find God. You will eventually are going to have to spend a lot of time in prison. And like I said, you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. You are going to spend the rest of your life in prison. That's the sad thing about it, because you did a lot of bad stuff, man. And this stuff carries, what you did carries very serious prison time. That's up between you and God. If God catches a miracle and you only get a certain amount of time out of this, and you're a changed man, you're a man of God, you're a Christian now and all that and everything, and you definitely willing to walk that road with the Lord is going to make it possible. You can't say that. I can't say get out of the situation because I don't know what God's going to do. I don't know. I can't make that statement. I can't. But I know it'd be far better than what's waiting for you. It's far better. What the devil's got planned for you, I can say it that way. Whatever the devil has plans for you, I can say it's far better, way better, way better than what Satan's got plans for you. What's going to happen to you? And that's why I'm glad that I don't allow the devil to enter into me, and I don't listen to what he says. Fernando, listen to me. I don't fear you. I don't fear your friends. I fear myself. I fear what I'm going to do. That's what scares me. I fear that I don't never want to go back to that person that I was many, many years ago. I don't say this because I consider myself to be I'm not that. I'm not any of those things, but I am a person that is trained to use a firearm, and I'm a person that basically at the end of the day, I'm not afraid to use it. And again, I am not that person anymore. When I was out there and I was suicidal, if he had shot me on the corner, it didn't make a difference to me because I didn't care. That means that's one less day that I didn't have to wake up tormented. Didn't care. I used to give people an ultimatum. You had 4 days to kill me. If you didn't kill me in 4 days, I came for you. I'm on that corner every day. You know where I'm at. You come kill me. Because I wanted to get out. I wanted to get away from it. I was tired of it. Wake up every day depressed. Just wanted to get it over with. I couldn't kill myself. I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger. Maybe I get somebody else to do it. So I'll just cause as much chaos as I possibly can. Somebody's going to take my life sooner or later. That's how the devil had me. So if I was a changed man and I didn't go in and become the person that I am now, and not let all those evil things that you've done to me affect me, it did basically, yeah, it bothered me, it made me upset, but not allow the devil to go in and say, hey, you got to get him back. You got to go and represent. You can't let him treat you like that. If those seeds were allowed to grow again, you wouldn't be here right now on YouTube. That's why I pray. That's why when people do evil things against me, I pray. Because I don't fear them. I fear what I want to do to them. That's what I fear. And that's why when I was in that apartment was a bad situation for me to be in. Oh, such a bad situation. Because there were people, I was conflicting with people all the time there. And I prayed and prayed and prayed, Lord, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of this place. I want to get out. I want to go. I don't care where I'm at. It was so bad that the devil was messing with me so badly in the apartment, trying to get that person to come back out of me, trying to get me to go do that. I prayed on it, prayed and put it in God's hand. Lord said, okay, we're going to leave from here. And that's when I found the garage. I moved into the garage, Fernando, because you had taunted me in the garage. You came at me and you attacked me. You and Williams, all y'all attacked me in the garage. I moved to the garage because the garage was a way for me to get out of that place because the devil was messing with me in there. Because he was trying to plant that seed back in there. Trying to get me back into buying weapons and all kinds of body armor and equipment and stuff I would need. That's what he was trying to do. And I seen his evil plan. And having people all around me to irritate me and get on my nerves and do stuff to trigger me off, to get me upset. And I had to pray every single day I was in there. It was a task that God put me through. I had to go through it. But man, I tell you something, the devil will push you. Man, even his own Christians, he will push the daylights out of you. He will. When I found that garage, and the first night I spent in that garage, I heard the rain fall on the roof, and I could hear it. I didn't hear anybody screaming and yelling, kids stomping on the floor, smelling other people's foods burning into your apartment, the fighting and carrying on in the hallway. I didn't hear any of that. I heard quietness. I sat there and smiled and prayed to my Lord. I was the happiest person on the face of the planet. When I can get away from things that are going to put me in a situation where they're going to cause me to lose my salvation. And I asked the Lord, please, Lord, I don't want to be this person ever again. Please take these people far from me. Put me someplace where I can basically have peace. And that's what he did. That garage was more to me than just a garage at the end of the day. It was a sanctuary for me. Biggest mistake I made, because I was so happy about what I had, I basically posted it. And these guys went in and basically posted to people in the neighborhood, try to make me look a bad guy. Contacted the owner, harassed him, try to make me look a bad guy. Call license inspection on me. All kinds of stuff. Try to make my life miserable. Oh yeah, that's what happened to him. God came in and he lost everything, the rise and fall. You don't know exactly anything you're talking about. And God's just looking at them like shaking his head like, they don't know. Now I'm here in my office telling you this story of my life and everything that went on. Warning these guys at the end of the day, you need to stop. You're not hurting me. That's what you got to understand. All the stuff you're doing here is not hurting me. It's not affecting me. You are condemning your own souls at the end of the day. You keep going if you want. Devil's got plans for you. And he's going to collect. You better pray that God gets in and shows some kind of mercy for you at the end of the day. Because the way you're going, it's not looking good. You're actually living my life when I was 15 years old. That's what you're living right now. And the outcome is not good. So you can take my what I said to you as a way of, it's just him being weak because he's afraid. I'm not afraid of. Do you know who I serve? Let the devil tell you that we fear you. Let the devil tell you at the end of the day that we're weak. Go ahead. He knows what we are. He knows we serve God. Yeah, that's the same demon that got tossed out of heaven and thrown onto the earth. It's been angry ever since. Yeah, that wasn't real well fun right there. Yeah, that's a person who's filling your mind with all kinds of dumb nonsense to do. That's why when you do all those evil things to me, you know what I do, Fernando? I pray and give it to God. You know what the Lord tells me to do? The Lord tells me to direct it where it needs to go. Contact a lawyer, file police reports against you, get lawsuits ready, do things by the law. Not you contact me, I get upset, I get angry, I get mad, I let the devil go in and add in more nonsense on top of more nonsense, and then you do more nonsense to me, and I allow the devil to come and do more nonsense to me, feed me with all kinds of hatred, and this little game keeps going on, all this hatred that the devil's building up in me, and you're allowing the devil to working through you to try to get back something that he used to own and collect something that he doesn't own at the same time. That's what he's doing. So the difference is that instead of me being filled with all that hatred that you're doing for me, and me going down to a rifle shop, airline ticket, go pay you a visit, I give it to God. That's what I do. I get down on my knees because I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get me to do something stupid. I get down on my knees and say, Lord, I put this in your hands. Take this evil from me. Two things I talk about, and when I talk to the Lord, and the Lord sends things when the devil sends things my way. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and thou shalt not kill. I give it to God. So you have no power at all, period. You have no power. The devil has no power. You have nothing at all. And you can sit there and say, oh, he said he's going to kill me. I'm going to go file charges against him. Knock yourself out. Because at the end of the day, I said I could come down and do such and so and so. That's when I was a person that wasn't saved, on a person that basically followed the devil. I'm not that person anymore. When those thoughts come to my head to want to hurt somebody on that level, I basically go in and I pray and give it to God. And God takes all that away from me. So God even knows your evil plans before you do your evil plans, and it will never work out at all, period. Because I serve Jesus. And I'll tell the judge and anybody else, yeah, you go look up more, they can't find my records. My records were blacked out. I don't know what they did to them. They blacked those records out. I couldn't find it. I got a buddy of mine at the end of the day. He's a person that can dig the earth up on you. Pretty good. I mean, really good, can dig up the earth on you. And I asked him to find them. He said, I can't find them. He said, I don't know what the freak they did. I can't find them. They're like, somewhere like they did like military files. They blacked those things out. And it had to be done. And the reason why, because if those things were to pop up, I mean, now today I tell people about it. It's my testimony that I did get locked up and I did some stuff at the end of the day I'm not proud of. But that's how I found Jesus. That's how I found God. You know what I mean? So I'm not ashamed to talk about it because I did. That's what I went through, some dumb stuff, and I found God through it all. But what's in those records, yeah, you'll never be able to find them because you know why? God locked them. Yep. And I'll never forget the day of discharge. I remember them coming over saying, yeah, we're going to lock your files so that way you have a second chance when you get out there. Now, the institution is no more. The place where I was at is gone. It's no longer there anymore. They shut down years ago, many, many years ago. I was shocked because I went back. I was going to go back and see if some of the people were still there, the staff and stuff. I spent some time there. You spend 8 years with people at the end of the day, become family at the end of the day, staff and stuff like that. It's gone. It's all gone. All of it's gone. Even I'm 57. I'm pretty sure most of the people have passed away by now. So they're all gone. So there's no record of the building, nothing. It's all gone. It's nothing but it's just covered in vines and weeds and overgrown grass, and half of the structure's not even there anymore. Just gone. And the records, well, whatever they did to the records are going too. God gave me a second chance at life. That's what I got. I got a second chance at life. So I got a chance to be on both sides of the fence. I got a chance to see the devil and all his hatred and everything that came with it. I got the training of God's Christian boot camp to make me a stronger individual. And now when the devil comes after me, I know what you look like. I can see you. And what do? I don't retaliate the way you think I'm going to retaliate. I get on my knees and I give it to God. That's what I do. And God is the one that tells me how to do, how to get it done, and how to direct it all, and how to do what I have to do to get you in front of a judge, get you in front of whoever I have to contact. He points me in that direction. There's Rainbow Six. I have never played a Rainbow Six game. Wait, have I? Las Vegas. That's the last one I played was Las Vegas. Ooh, that's a long time ago. I'll have to check that out. That looks pretty good. Oh, it's giving me a good crew. Rainbow Six, you got to have a good crew. Can't have people that you got to have a good crew. This game involves all about baseball. It's not single. It's not a lot of single players on freaking Rainbow. I know that for a fact. But yeah, that's basically about it. I don't want to waste more time with this. We got things to do. Hopefully they get something out of that. But the sad thing about it is they're probably wrong. That's the sad thing about it is they're destined for destruction, which is a shame. But that's the path they're going to. It shows that's the path they're going to take. Till then, we'll continue to develop our technology and do what we have to do. Lord has plans for us. He's actually making arrangements for things that I have to do, my next stage and things I got to do. So I can't wait. I can't wait to introduce this to the churches. Oh, I feel sorry for the churches. They do the churches wrong all the time. They get these high power projectors and white screens. They know that stuff's not going to pick up. It doesn't. So I like doing churches. Oh, by the way, if you are military, let us know. If you are churches, we get discounts to churches and military. Yeah, let us know. Yeah, we give you discounts, big discounts. So let us know. Yeah, they're all about armed forces and all that stuff. Yeah, I got family in military, a lot of family in military. So yeah, if you are, yeah, we give you discounts. So don't forget to mention that. Hey, I am military, or wherever you serve at the end of the day. Let us know. Churches, yeah, let us know. We have church discounts all the time. All right. So we have to work with everybody. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed our talk here. Hopefully, they got to understand at the end of the day that your messages and all that stuff, it's not going to hurt. It's not going to do anything at all, period. I mean, you look at the situation that Fernando's in, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. That's pretty much where he's heading to. It is. It's a lot of stuff he did. He got himself in a lot of trouble. And he still wants to continue to follow the devil and do the devil's work. Because then I don't know why, for him, the devil's telling him to keep attacking us, that you're destroying them. You're not doing anything, man. You got to understand, you're not doing anything at all, period. The devil knows this. The devil knows darn well that you can't do anything. Think about it. If Satan himself, which is far more powerful than you any day of the week, okay, he's a fallen angel. He's far more powerful than you. If he can't touch me, what makes you think you can? He already knows who we serve. He knows we serve Jesus. He knows we serve God. So if he can't touch me and he knows this, what makes you think you can? It just pumps your mind to make you think you're going to be able to touch me at the end of the day. But you can't. And every time you do something, it's documented. It's when he used to get you in a courtroom. This is giving you jail time. He knows you're going to get all this jail time. He knew this was going to happen the minute you crossed my path. He knew you were going to come in contact with me. He knew that we are going to have this situation going back and forth. And he knew at the end of the day that he was going to accumulate you enough jail time and expose you at the same time that he's going to have you in a situation where it's going to be hard for you to get out of. Man, you need to stop this nonsense. Get your life together with God. And start this battle against the demon that put you in this situation to begin with. And see, you still fighting with us. That's not going to help you in any way whatsoever. You got to answer for all this now. And if God forbid, if God decides that you're on borrowed time, remember that if he decides that he's going to take back what belongs to him, you're going. You have not been saved. You have not been baptized. You have not walked in the way of Jesus. You end up on that side of the fence. You get a chance to see Jesus. He's going to look at you and say, I don't know you, because he doesn't. The devil knows you. If you end up in the next life and you see Jesus, and he turns and walks away from you, you know it's walking towards you. You need to get your act together, man. Get it together. Stop all this dumb nonsense. Because again, you're not hurting me, you're hurting yourself. Get yourself saved. Your people that follow you, that do your evil work at the end of the day, they need to get themselves saved. You're not guaranteed to be on this earth forever. Your very breath that you breathe can very well be your last. Anytime you walk out that door, there is no guarantee you're coming back. There's no guarantee you'll wake up the next day. There's no guarantee in any of that whatsoever. Do you understand how frail your life is? You heard that song called Candle in the Wind? That's literally what you are. You are frail. That's what you are. You are not guaranteed to live forever. No one knows their time. God knows it. So with that being said, get your act together. If you don't, either God calls back what belongs to him, or that evil one out there collects what belongs to him. Either way, it's not going to go well. Get yourself together. Stop the shenanigan nonsense. Again, if you feel that this is a sign of weakness from me, that I'm saying this because you're doing all this damage to me at the end of the day, and this is affecting my business and whatever. I don't even know how that would even work at all. We serve Jesus, so I don't know how that would even work. But anyway, if you feel that's the case at the end of the day, the devil twisted your mind up on that level, that this is a cry from us to get you. Nobody, this is telling you from at the end of the day that if you don't get your act together, you're going to end up seeing the devil's face. You're going to go to hell. You're going to burn in the lake of fire forever. That's what's going to happen to you. Point blank. Forget the lawsuits, forget the jail time, all that. Point blank, you are going to end up in the lake of fire burning with Lucifer himself if you don't get your act together. Your followers at the end of the day, again, get your act together. If you don't, like I said, you're on borrowed time. You're not guaranteed to be here. You don't have to wake up the next day. The very breath that comes out of your mouth could stop. Your heart could stop beating. It's a number of things. And you're not guaranteed that when you walk out that door every single day that you're promised to come back. That's why when Christians walk out the door, we pray. We pray. Even if I die, I go out there, I don't come back. I'm going to heaven. I'm going to see my Lord and Savior. I'm happy. You go out that door and you die, and you're going to hell. I just go home. That's where I go. I go home. It's in my will. My sister takes my cat. So he's taken care of already. And she loves him. They get along like I don't know what. I took him over there last week. They was over there watching TV together. I'm sitting there like, what in the world? They're watching Netflix. She's feeding them seafood. They get along. They're buddies. So I'm good. At the end of the day, I know that when I pass on, someone can take care of him. And they'll be just as good to him as I am to him. So I'm good with that. So if I walk out that door and I don't come back, I'm happy because I want home. I'll see my mother again. I'll see Jesus again. I'll see Jesus' face. I'll talk to God. Oh my goodness. I'll be talking like, man, I'm telling you, the stuff he was sending me over when I was on earth was freaking amazing. I love it. I freaking love it. He probably has some stuff up there. I don't even know what he has there planned for me. Whatever it is, it's going to be freaking amazing. I can't wait. I'm so happy. No more aging. I don't mind the aging part. I like it. My gray and all, but no more pain, no more suffering. None of that anymore. No more worries about this, that, and the other. All that's gone. I'm going home. So, no, I'm not worried about that at all, period. If you decide to take me in my sleep, mercy. I don't have to be here. I'm going home. That's why I see it. So I'm happy, 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 happy. Now, I want to show some demonstrations. I got more videos I got to upload. I got other places I got to be at. I'm supposed to be over to check out this property because I want to see if they allow us to record out in front, which I would like to. This makes it interesting for us to be recorded out in front. Something they got a nice little area out there. I'm recording. I'm just some screens out there. I want to do my cardboard projection screens out there. But if I do my cardboard projection screens, I think they'll have more of a bigger impact if we do them in the rain. I think that's a bigger impact. Show cardboard screens in the rain. We got a lot of stuff we got to work on, things we got to do. But that's just a message to you. And I got to, you know what? I got to stop. I'm going to change the naysayers. We don't call them naysayers anymore. We're not calling them naysayers anymore. We're not calling them that. Because, we're labeling them as something. What if they change? What if they change and they become Christians and they try to do better in life? You can't so call them naysayer. That's their old life, not the new life. And on top of that, we want to work to give them the opportunity to try to change. You know what I mean? If you basically are going to basically reward evil for evil, then you're just going to continue to make evil. You have to reward evil with good. That's what you have to do. And that's what I like about the experience that I'm going through, what I had to go through with Fernando and his followers. Because again, it's Christian boot camp for us. That's what it is. We learn from this. We learn to be better people, to be stronger Christians. You know what I mean? They learn how to fight the devil on a different level. And that's what the devil will do. It'll come at you on different levels. And you have to learn to fight it. If you sit there at the end of the day that, you sit there and say, well, if you're expecting you're going to be a Christian and you think that the devil's going to mess with you less, he's going to mess with you more. And the reason why? He doesn't have you. That's why. He's going to fight even more. But remember who you serve and who got your back at the end of the day. All right, people. I'm out of here. I got some things I got to take care of. Hopefully, they take the message and they understand the path that they're traveling down. But if they continue on, it's sad. And it is. It's very sad. Because what's waiting for them is not good. All right. Got to go. Thank you all. And God bless. Be safe out there.